Hi everybody, hello, welcome to my channel. How are you? So today's going to be a pick a card reading. I'll have a better thumbnail when I'm done with this live. But this is going to be love and life lessons, okay? And you're going to be able to just pick whatever section works for you here. So anyways, as I'm shuffling, I just want to say, I love you all so much. I'm so appreciative for every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching me and supporting this and just even coming in and out of the videos. I mean, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm so honored to have you follow me. I'm so lucky. I'm so blessed. And you guys are great. I just want to say, I've seen all of you. You know, I do look at my comments a lot. And I do glance at these live chat messages. And you guys are so sweet and so kind and so good to each other. And I'm so impressed at my following, you know, so impressed. So I just want to say I love you and thank you so much. Anyways, let's get going. So love and life lessons. I think I'm going to go ahead and do 3 piles. Spirit, please guide me on pile number 1. Okay. Spirit, please guide me on pile number 2. Pile number 2, love and life lessons. Okay. And please guide me on pile number 3. Okay, pile number 3. All right. All right, so I've got my 3 piles, okay? And that's going to be kind of a message from Spirit to you, okay? Spirit's going to reach you through this message right here and just say, hey, this is what I have to say about it. You want some advice on love and life? This is what I want to give you. For whatever this time is for you, picking this piles, okay? All right, Spirit, please guide me on some self-care. What can pile number 1 do for some self-care? All right, and please, Spirit, show me what can someone do in pile number 2 for their self-care. Please guide and direct my hands to a message for pile number 2. All right, self-care. And tell me the self-care for pile number 3. Ooh, pile number 3. All right. I had a peek. I'm not going to lie. I accidentally peeked. And I feel bad. But I kind of know what that one is for pile number 3. All right. And let's just get, what has been your overall truth about life? Okay. What has been your overall truth? I'm just going to get some divine messages here with these cards. What has been your divine truth in your experience with love and life? Okay, pile number 1, what is your experience? What has it been? Okay, and pile number 2, what has your experience been with love and life? Please show me pile number 2's experience with love and life. And pile number 3, please. Pile number 3's experience with love and life. I'm going to have to pick one from these 3. Definitely that one. Okay. Oh. All right. Let's get a tarot message. Spirit, please give me a tarot message for pile number 1, 2, and 3. Show me a tarot message, please. Pile number 1. Give me a message from the tarot. Okay, definitely that one. That one's definitely going on. Okay, all right. Okay. And please give me a beautiful tarot message for pile number 2. Love and life. Love and life. Pile number 2. What is some information that can help them on this journey? Pile number 2. All right. And pile number 3, lastly. Please show me what you can give pile number 3. Okay. All right. Well, I think we're ready, guys. And I will, you know, I'm going to go ahead and make the thumbnail nice. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and pick some gemstones that I want to put on these piles for you guys. Let's see. Pile number 1. I want to pick my moonstone star. Isn't that beautiful? It's a fire opal It's a moonstone. Look how that just glows. I mean, isn't that just gorgeous? That's going to be pile number 1, okay, the moonstone. Pile number 2, definitely my crystal skull. Okay, this is going to be pile number 2. It's just pure crystal quartz, all right? It's got a little bit of some smoky eye going on in there. It's part of the stone. It's just a little black speck. I thought that was cool for this stone. But pile number 2 is going to be the crystal skull. Pile number 3. Okay, definitely this. I'm going to use my desert rose crystal. These kind of sparkle. I don't know if you could see them sparkling, but it looks like sand, but it also has cuts like a rose. Kind of looks like a brain too. But my desert rose crystal. Okay, and that's going to be pile number 3. All right, so let's get started. Pile number 1, what is your message? Who here has chosen pile number 1? Now, if you guys want to choose all of them, you can, different messages. Before I start, can I just say, if you have a couple messages you want, maybe you want to know about your purpose, your life path, maybe you want to know how your person feels about you, maybe you want to know where you're headed in your future, those are just some ideas about some answers you might want. Go ahead and pick a pile per question and see what comes up. Mix it around, you know, do whatever you have to do. See where you're drawn for whatever situation you feel like you really want to know more about. And I'm going to go ahead and start revealing it to you. So as you figure out your questions, you can make that work also. Okay, hopefully you've gotten that in your head. I'm going to start with the first one. Peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. Okay, I love it. And this is just, you are definitely headed for peace. You are headed for a newfound resilience, soothing, relaxing, calming, just, like this person in pile number 1, honey, you are looking at a new life where you're going to be so happy because you're at peace with everything that's happened and everything that could happen. You're just at peace with it all, okay? And you're just drawn into yourself, which I really like. There's a lot of hermit vibes here for me. So a lot of Virgo energy for sure, and Sagittarius. And I just feel this soul-searching, soul peace that's come over you like warm, rushing water. It feels very good for you. And the next card you have, I'm not surprised, energy work. And this is meditation, obviously, grounding. Okay, this is the utmost physical health because it's spiritual, mental, physical, emotional health. And so meditation work, spirit work, okay, energy work, all the chakras. You're aligning all your chakras, getting them nice and smooth and aligned. I do feel someone in pile number 1 may be seeking some kind of chiropractic care. And I do think you are headed for some kind of chiropractic healing, and maybe even some Reiki healing is coming on. This is going to give you a newfound peace. Some of you guys might be, if you're thinking about this as in a job, career sense, you might be headed into working into this field, okay, in some shape or form. That could also be what's headed for you, but certainly receiving it first and foremost. You're going to receive the power of healing and receive the peace in your life that you deserve. Let's go ahead and get that tarot. Ooh, 4 of Pentacles. You're releasing. You've been hanging on to baggage. You've been hanging on to people. You might be hanging on to a Virgo or a Sag, you know. But you've been hanging on, love, just hanging on, and now it's time to just go ahead and let it go. So whatever you feel you've been clinging to, whether it's bad habits, whether it's a person, whether it's a lack mentality, and this is a lack mentality all day long. You know, I'm afraid I don't have enough. You're getting rid of that, guys. You are getting really rid of it. I can't talk. Okay. The next card here clarifying your energy for pile number 1 is focused on stability. And that has been your experience. This is your experience with love and life. All you've ever done with love and career and children and life and family and everything and every aspect of your life, you have just been focused on stability. And I'm not surprised, because 4 of Pentacles is what? Stability. Energy framework, look how she's sitting. Stability. Peace gives you what? Stability. So your overall energy for life has been, honey, I'm just trying to be stable, okay? I'm not trying to reach for the stars. I'm just trying to have a little peace in my life. I'm okay with whatever you give me. I'm accepting of my fate. I just don't want a few things to happen. I don't want to fight every week. I don't want problems in my place of peace, my home. And this is the house. So a lot of you guys just want peace at the home. And really what you're telling people is, you know what, honey, I just want peace at home. I don't want you to bring that hot mess into my place of sanctuary. I'm not trying to have you, I love all of humans, but please don't bring that mess where I live. Don't bring your drama. This is my sanctuary, my humble abode, my place of peace, Zen. And so I see a lot of you guys really just trying to make your home a sanctuary. And you're cleansing it. I see some very big sage work. A lot of sage, a lot of sage. I definitely feel, of course, some Himalayan salt lamps being placed in several places in the home. I definitely feel the energy is shifting. You're working on chi. Chi work is going to be your energy, but also the chi energy in your home and how it flows. So a lot of you guys may be working with feng shui. I'm definitely feeling some wind chimes over here. Okay, mostly wooden wind chimes is what I'm feeling. Wooden ones, kind of like a bamboo sound. But, I don't care if it's metal, but I'm feeling that vibe. And bamboo is probably very important for your home over here. Bamboo just is the color. It's very calming. It's peaceful. Someone's favorite color over here could definitely be green. You're kind of going for that vibe. I also feel a yellow vibe. So green and yellow vibe really coming on here. And for Christmas, this could be someone who's really into basic colors. White lights, green, pops of color, dark emerald green. For Christmas, you may be drawn. If you find yourself drawn to yellow and green, know that you're being drawn to the moon magic and Jupiter's magic, the guru, the enlightener. Yellow is very Sag, by the way. Yellow is Sagittarius's color. So you may be drawn to that, okay? But the green, to me, really represents the heart chakra. And there's a couple signs that fall into that category for me. One would be Leo, then you have Cancer. And believe it or not, Capricorn. Capricorn is very earthy. Very, very earthy, cardinal earthy. So anyways, I feel a lot of stability going on here for you. Let's read the Peace card. Okay. This is a gentle reminder that balance in the mind is imperative in order for your soul to live its true nature. At this time in your life, you are to learn the value of peace and quiet and the joy of being still. One can never be truly connected to the source when their mind is engaged with unneeded chatter. Look around your life and be conscious of what elements are taking you away from peaceful time and nature of your soul. Who or what is interrupting this solitude? Is it time to reconcile past hurts and perceived injustices? Keyword, perceived. Your peace may also be fostered by changing your outside view. Create harmony around you physically with order and calm, which is your home. Create order around you. Trust the voice of your higher self and create an environment in which you can truly be in tune with your soul. I love it. I love it, pile number 1. This is a beautiful message for you. I'm going to go ahead and get a Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck by Amanda Lovelace. Okay. Little witchy art deck. Show me pile number 1. Pile number 1, please. I definitely feel a country vibe here. I'm just saying. I don't normally have like a country accent, honestly. I'm from Colorado. I don't think I have a country accent. But someone here could be from the South. I'm feeling Texas. I'm feeling Texas here. Okay, there's some Texas roots. But also just Southern. Okay, Americas. I'm feeling some vibes here about that. And maybe it's just a mentality. It may not be where your roots are from, but it's a Southern mentality. Meaning, I believe you believe in Southern manners. Please, thank you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I'm so grateful. Thank you so very much. I feel someone here has very beautiful manners. And you're such a wonderful host. If you've ever gone to anyone's that's with those Southern hospitality, boy, you're in for a treat. Because people with Southern hospitality are so nurturing, giving, loving, attentive hosts. They make sure you are completely comfortable mentally, emotionally, and physically. They want to make sure you are really taken care of. They really have that nice tradition there with taking care of people that are their guests. Good Southern values, good family values here is also what I'm feeling. Spirit, please give me a message here for Believe in Your Own Magic Oracle deck for pile number 1. I have a very intelligent person that loves to read, and I feel like this world has changed, honestly, so much, girl, so much, boy, you know, I'm just saying, boy or girl, this world has changed so much that reading has become like a thing of the past. And yes, a lot of older people do still focus on reading books all the time, but it has gotten harder for the younger generations to really get into books. But I feel like you are called. Like that's something you might get into. It's something that you're interested in, and I do feel that you could be a great book writer. Getting your thoughts out on paper is probably very healthy for you. And I think that the more you pick up some books, the more you're going to be happy. Like, it's going to calm your mind. So I'm just filling books also for pile number 1. Okay. Give me one more oracle, please, before I just continue forever for pile number 1. Just go ahead and give me another card. Pile number 1. Ooh, sundress. Do it for you. Bottom of the deck, overall energy, honey. Forgive. The color red. Okay, she's sitting in a bath full of red roses. She's been hurt, you know, probably by all kinds of different, you know, sources in life. She's just been a hurt person. Maybe she's even hurt herself at times. And she's just like, you know what? I've got to forgive. Really forgive. Not just say it, but own it, be it, embody it, you know, feel it truly. The overall underall energy for you is do it for you. Sundress, right? Do it for you. This forgiveness that you're going to come into, pile number 1, is all for you. It has nothing to do with the other people in your life. You're going to forgive so you are free from those chains. Okay? And that's what you need more than anything is just forgiveness. And you know what? Start by saying, I haven't made all the right choices. I haven't said all the right things. I haven't done all the right things. And that's okay. That, by God, is okay. Forgive myself. It's done. What's done is done. I could have done this and I should have done that with certain people that maybe aren't here anymore. They've passed. But I'm going to forgive myself. Because I did the best I freaking could. You know, that's another thing. And then you're going to forgive others. You know, you know what? Those people that I've been in relations with, they didn't always do the right thing. They didn't say the right thing. They did not treat me the way I deserved. These people were harsh, rude, and difficult, but they're people. People make mistakes. And they're worthy of my forgiveness because I'm worthy of forgiveness. So they are too. And I'm going to go ahead and forgive them. All past transgressions, done, forgiven. I'm ready to just move on with my life, free, a free bird. Okay? And that's really also what I feel. So let's go ahead and read that, number 41, which, by the way, goes to the number 5, correct, which is change. This is a whole new changed mentality for pile number 1. When it comes to healing and recovery, make sure you're doing it for yourself. Don't do it for somebody else. Becoming too dependent on other people will only end up in your disappointment. People leave, friends drift, family members become estranged. Your reason needs to be bigger than them. And believe it or not, you are an important enough person to be that reason. That's awesome. Ooh, I love it. I love it, pile number 1. By the way, I'm going to get to your financial message here. Just give me a moment. I'm going to get there. It's already there. I have to work my way into it. We're going to go ahead and read your self-care, which is the number 22. Lucky numbers. Lucky, lucky. You might be seeing a lot of 22, right? 222 is a lot, maybe. You know, maybe that's a thing in your life, 222. Okay. The mantra is, my energetic body is clear and radiating love. Prioritize the maintenance of your physical body and your metaphysical body. Also known as your energetic body, it is just as much important as your physical and deserves more attention, believe it or not. The two are inherently linked. So take care of the ones that takes care of you, and take care of the only one that will always take care of you, which is you. Check in with your metaphysical body through self-guided meditation. Close your eyes, tune into the sensations that you're feeling within yourself. Start at the top of your head and work your way down. Ask each part of your body, or each part of your chakras, how they feel and what emotions they are holding inside that need to be processed and brought into balance. Be patient. The response will come. Frequently, our physical ailments can be the result of unresolved metaphysical issues. Look for a well-trained healer who you intuitively feel is a good fit. Explore Reiki, Theta healing, somatic therapy, Watsu aquatic body work, chakra alignment, voice activation, sound healing, or any other healing modalities that feel right for you, and yes, even chiropractic care. In a journal prompt, do you, pile number 1, have an intuitive sense of how the different energy centers in your body feel? In other words, can you feel a difference? Every time you focus on each of those chakras, do you feel personally a difference when you're working with these chakras? And then which ones do you intuitively feel need some attention? So as you start asking yourself, okay, what chakras need work? Let's work our way down, right? Head to toe. Journal prompt, what areas you kind of stop and feel, okay, something's going on here. Something's going on right here. I need to just focus in and tune into this. What do you want from me? What do I need to heal? What do I need to forgive? So that is definitely something that, you can do on your own, okay? All right. In financial matters, in career matters for pile number 1, you are focused on stability, hun, and you will achieve it. It seems to me that one of your life goals and one of your reasons for being here is to achieve, yes, achieve some level of financial independence and some kind of financial freedom. And the reason you are to achieve this goal, believe it or not, is for you to be so happy and in peace with life, you don't have a worry. Because when you don't have a worry, you help so many other people. We have a giver here, ladies and gentlemen. We have a giver. And I know we have a giver because a giver is a receiver. You won't be receiving shit if you're not giving it, okay? That's a fact. So when someone here is so abundant, they're a very big giver. I do feel like this person in pile number 1, you are going to achieve, and listen to my words, you are going to achieve financial freedom. Because God, source, universe, spirit, has an intention for you and your life purpose. And that is to help others. And those that have been put around you in your path, you will help. Even if that is your children, even if that is your grandparents or your parents or your brothers and sisters if you have any, or your best friends. You know who they are. But you have been put on this path to help others achieve peace. You are a living vessel that shows the proof that when you love yourself and you are a giver, then the magic happens. All of a sudden, money just starts flowing. Financial blessings fall from heaven like rain. You are going to be a living proof and a living vessel that living in this kind of modality where you are a giver and you are a receiver and you are a forgiver also. Okay, what kind of joy that brings you and others. And so you are just a testament and a testimony of hardship turned to grace, difficulty turned to peace, struggle turned to financial freedom. That's what pile number 1 is going to show the world, okay? That you can achieve this level, and it starts from within yourself. And you're going to show them what that looks like. People are going to learn a lot from you, okay? We're going to go ahead and end this with a spiritual message from the Bible, if you would so be inclined. Hopefully you're into that. If not, that's okay. Just listen to the words, okay? But these are messages from Psalms, a box of blessings. No, bless you. What do you need? What? Okay, Daniel, can you put some Black Panther videos on the TV for him? Thank you. Okay. It says here for pile number 1, Psalms 118 verse 6. The Lord is for me, so I will have no fear. The Lord is for me, so I will have no fear. What can mere people do to me? I hope that message does something for you. If the Lord is with you, who could be against you? If Spirit is with you, who could be against you? If the universe is with you, who could be against you? No one, nothing. And that's the power you're taking back. Now, the message that Spirit's giving me about your love life for pile number 1, you've been, unfortunately, taught a very hard lesson in life with love, and that has to do with kind of selfish people. You've dealt with people that look out for themselves. You've dealt with people that it's always about them. They have a mirror in front of them, and it's always shining back, okay? You got little hints that they wanted to give to you, but not as much as you wanted to give to them. And I'm not saying that people have to give as much as you do, but you've dealt with a lot of selfish people when it comes to love. It's really been about what they need. And that's been a hard life lesson you've had to learn in love. And you will be forgiving them, it looks like, okay? You've been hanging on to the pain that they have caused you in your experiences of love, but you will be forgiving them. And so the message is here, the Lord sees your good deeds. Spirit sees your good heart. He knows what you've given. He knows how much you took. He knows how much you put up with. He knows your heart and your tears. He knows you're suffering. And he is with you. She is with you. Spirit, source, universe is with you. And as long as you have love in your heart, know that they are still with you. And if you have achieved balance, you have achieved the utmost respect and support from source. So I know love has been hard, and it's all been about you maintaining your lover's stability, you maintaining your lover's emotional stability and healing, you maintaining your lover's financial stability. You know, in some aspect, pile number one, you've always worried about your lover's career. You've tried to help them along, okay? You've always worried about their mental space, how they can have peace, how they can clear their mind, clear their thoughts, and give them, you know, peace of mind. You've definitely put in for that for them. Their heart space. You've certainly put in for trying to help them heal past wounds, past hurts, and bring them some joy, okay? You've done a lot of acts of love for your person that you've been with. And you just didn't get all of that back, and that's okay. That's all right. Sometimes we're not going to get that back, you know? The point is you give to give. And I think that's the lesson for pile number one. We don't give with an aim to receive. We give with the aim to just give. There's no intentions. There's no hidden motives. There's no, I did that because I was certain you were going to do something for me in return. None of that. Your life lesson has been, I just give to give. And I'm at peace with that. I'm at peace with whatever I've gotten in return. I am at peace. And that's that. End of story. And that's why you're going to find true stability in life. And so, whatever these injustices that were perceived injustices have been, let them go. Meditate and find your peace. Work on yourself. Good things are coming for you. I'm going to get a message of love real quick. Last card before I move on, okay? Give me a message of love for pile number one. You know what? I think I want to use my Guardian Angel Tarot cards. These are very romantic, so I think I want to use these, okay? That's what I'm going to use. Changed my mind. All right. Okay. Okay. Spirit, what is coming in as far as love for pile number one? What do you see coming in with love for pile number one? Oh, you have the full card. 0, the very beginning of the major arcana, the very beginning of tarot. And it literally says a new beginning. You're at the beginning of a wonderful journey, pile number one. There's no need to have any fear. As guardian angels walk beside you every step of the way, you have a unique gift to offer the world. If you will just free yourself from whatever holds you back, new opportunities will present themselves if you truly believe. And your unique opportunity, you know, why you're here on this world, like I said, is to give. You're a giver. If you let go of what anybody owes you and you just give and you believe, honey, love is coming for you. A fresh new start, a brand new beginning, pile number one. And one does signify a brand new beginning. So trust and believe that in love, something new, something great is coming for you. Let go. Believe. Have faith. Take a leap of faith. Be open-minded, girl. Boy, be open-minded. Okay? You have the inner strength, bottom of the deck. Leo card. Can I just say, honey, you might meet a fire sign. Aries or Leo, you may very well meet a fire sign, honey. You're going to have a new beginning, love. You're going to have a beautiful new beginning. It's going to be great. So, Anyways, that is your message for pile number 1. Okay? I hope that gave you some good vibes. Good, healthy. Yes. Good, healthy. Good, healthy, happy vibes. Okay? All right, and now we're going to do pile number 2. Crystal skull. Who picked pile number 2? The crystal skull. Loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, we're going to start with number 1. Adversity. Oh boy. I accept that changes are the best way to learn. You are headed for some adversity, or you're in it, okay? Just know that you're dealing with adversity. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. You in pile number 2, honey, you are dealing with some serious pushback, okay? You've got some adversity in your realm. All right, if this was a boxing match, you are boxing Muhammad Ali. I'm not saying you're going to lose, but I'm saying it's difficult. You definitely have a difficult journey. You've dealt with a lot of adversity in your life as far as, and maybe a different kind of upbringing, a different kind of parenting, relationship-wise also, work. You've had a lot of adversity at work. You've had a lot of in and outs at work. Gosh darn, you've had what feels like the short end of the stick, what feels like you've been dealt a shitty deck of cards, like a shitty hand in cards. You feel like, pile number 2's really just kind of gotten punched in the gut more than a few times. But you know what? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And so you are learning to be resilient and very strong and very adaptable. Okay, you're a fighter. So what sign comes up for me here is definitely Leo, definitely Capricorn, yes, Sagittarius 100, remaining optimistic through trials and tribulations. Even Pisces is coming up here. The end of the zodiac, the tip of the iceberg, right? This is, you've seen a lot, you've seen it all, you've gone through all the 12 zodiac signs, says Pisces. I've gone through all of them. I've gotten bits and pieces of knowledge from every sign, every walk of life. This person may have dealt with homelessness. This person may have dealt with financial hardships. This person has dealt with loss and grief of loved ones. This person has dealt with terrible breakups that have led to having very little. This person has been mocked and ridiculed. This person has been put down. This person has been doubted. This person has been verbally abused. Okay, this is a verbally abused person, and maybe even a physically battered person. Okay, this person has dealt with abuse. All right, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, is the abuse that you have endured. Okay, it's a lot. And that's the adversity you got dealt with since the very beginning. Ever since you started your walk of life, it hasn't been easy. Not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. So this is pile number 2 already. Feeling that heat, feeling that vibe, okay? But what didn't kill you made you stronger, right? What didn't break the camel's back made him stronger. Right. So let's go ahead and see what your soul work is. What is some self-care that you can do for pile number 2? Honey, look to the stars, baby. Yes, yes, this is me all day long. I'm here to, I got the best advice for you right here. I got the best advice. Honey, you're trying to understand, well, damn, why was my life so fucked up? That's kind of what you're saying, right? Like, why? What did I do to warrant this? What did I do to deserve any of this? Like, what the freaking heck did I do? Why am I getting all this, mess? Spirit says, honey, look to the stars, meaning look to your star chart. Your job, your self-care is to look into your birth chart. And I recommend Vedic. I'm a Vedic lover, guys. I am a Vedic astrology beast. Okay, I'm loving it. Okay, but of course, tropical astrology was my first love. You know, my second love, which came after tropical, was Vedic. You know, that was my true love. You know, but my first love, my special love, my very first little puppy love, was tropical. So maybe you could learn both. Maybe you could just pick one. Okay, but dive into it. I do recommend some really good people that can explain astrology, and I'll put those in the comments. Give me till tonight, but I will put them in. There's one woman that was the first licensed astrologer in Texas, I think it was. She's older. I don't know her name fully. I can't even remember her first name. I want to say Susan. No, it's not. Anyways, I don't know the older woman's name. But she was the first licensed astrologer. She's got a wonderful YouTube channel. And she explains tropical astrology like a god. Okay, she explains it like a god. The other one that I really adore, she used to write for Time magazine, and she's very famous. And she writes for the stars, and literally the actors, the actresses, and even governmental officials have looked at her work. She's great at forecasting events. She's beautiful, and the way her mind works, oh, true Gemini, I know it. She's got to have Gemini and Sag too. It's just, oh, she's great. But anyways, her name is Susan Miller, and she worked for Time magazine. She writes about, you know, all the zodiacs for the yearly forecasts, and you can watch her on YouTube as well, Susan Miller, okay? And she's a gem. She's a real gem. Certainly someone I would love to follow in tropical astrology, okay? And then we're going to move on, I would say, to Vedic, my favorites. Simon Chakowski, I think is his name. Oh, God, he's a god on Vedic astrology. Simon Chakowski, whatever. He's got a YouTube channel as well. He has very little followers, and you know what? It baffles me because most of the best people out there have very little followers. I don't know why. I don't know what it is. I think he's got like 20,000 something followers. He should have hundreds of thousands, but he has 20,000. And he is a god, a Vedic god, okay? You need to watch him. Another one of my favorites, and you all know I talk about him religiously, Raj Kapel with KRS Learn Astrology, okay? And he's on YouTube, and he's just a master of the arts, a master. It's in his family lineage. It's in his history. He knows his stuff. He writes books about Vedic astrology. He knows the planets, the lords. He knows them. The grahas is what they call them. He knows the bhavas, the houses. He knows them in and out. And he could sing them in his sleep. He makes movies about them. He writes books about them. He knows his shit, okay? He knows about the nakshatras and the placements. I mean, he is a walking holy grail of Vedic knowledge, okay? A walking holy grail of knowledge and wisdom, because he is breathing and living astrology. And he's just wonderful to watch. And so I recommend him, okay? And the other person I recommend, which is my goddess of the Vedic astrology, and I adore her more than I could ever tell you. She is brilliant, she is beautiful, and she is just a real wonderful, enjoyable person to watch. She's just wonderful, and her name is Joni Patri, and she even has an app on obviously the App Store. I can't think of it. I don't remember the name. It's purple, and I think it's just called Vedic Astrology or something like that. I don't remember. But if you look at Vedic Astrology, it's a purple app with yellow stars kind of going around in a circle. She's wonderful. And I think she, by the way, Joni Patri and Raj Kapel both have a university to learn astrology. So if you ever want to, pile number 2, go into school and just learn about astrology and how to make predictions and how to read these charts, these are the people you want to go to. Raj Kapil has Magha University, Vedic Astrology, and Joni Petrie has a university also to learn Vedic Astrology. So those two people are just a gem, and I am so grateful that I am living here in the same time with these gods, it feels like, with astrology. I'm so grateful that I'm around them. They're just a wealth of knowledge. God help those in the future that don't have them to look on to for advice. Anyways, so pile number 2. I'm sorry I went there blah, 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 blah with all that stuff, but it says look to the stars. So your advice here for self-care is for you, yes, to attend these universities, or at the very least, watch these videos, learn about your chart. Print out your chart. That's what I recommend. It's old school. You can also draw out your chart. For a lot of my personals, I do that. I draw out their chart and we talk about, you know, the placements. It's good for you to get a feel of how the charts work. Now, I like Vedic astrology, the North Indian chart, but apparently people say it's easier to read the South Indian. I don't feel that way. Maybe my brain is just backwards, but I don't feel comfortable doing astrology with the South Indian chart. I'm so sorry. I just don't. I don't like it. I might even despise it a little bit. I'm a picky little shit, and I just don't like it. I don't like South Indian. No offense to them. I like the North Indian chart better. It makes more sense. It's easier to read for me. And as far as tropical, that's fun. You get to make a pie out of 12 zodiacs. Now, I do recommend when you're looking into the stars, don't forget to add Ophiuchus. That is a new zodiac sign. It's a new constellation that has been in the past, but it's back. It's back in our solar system right now. It's there. It's present. And you should pay attention to it. I don't care, and I repeat, I don't care and I don't give a shit what the hell's in books. Okay? I really just don't give a little hairy rat's ass about what's written in books. I really don't, because books are old and they need to change. I care about what's in the universe. I actually give a shit what's actually going on in the solar system. So if you're going to read some old 70s, 80s book that talks about astrology, fine, that was good for back then. Okay, that was good back then, but it's not today. The planets have, you know, obviously shifted. Our Earth has somewhat shifted in our perspective to these stars, these constellations, and these planets. It's changed, and we are not, I repeat, we are not at the same degrees that we were before. So you're going to want to find a good program that helps you stargaze to know where these planets are. And if you guys go on your app, again, you can find astrological apps that help you navigate the stars. And there's some really good ones, and I use them, and you can point your phone to the planets and the stars and see what constellation they're actually in. And that's going to help you, okay? It's going to help you know where the planets are at, and then you could check Google and see what they're saying the timing is. But you'll know yourself what they're saying publicly, worldwide, you know, mainstream, does not match what's actually in the stars. Once you put your phone up there, or you get a telescope or whatever, if you want to go that way, you can see, hey, you know, what they're saying is going on astrologically is not actually adding up, because when I look at the planets and the stars, they're not where these people are saying they are. So how could I be experiencing these events? How could I be having these things happen when the planets are literally not in the areas that these people are writing and saying it is? And so as you dive in, if you're meant to navigate more about the stars, I think you're going to fall more into the category of true sidereal astrology. And that's a little bit of Vedic, but it's also a little bit of tropical. They work with Pluto, they work with Neptune, and they work with just the true constellation of where the stars are. And that's a more literal scientific approach. Now there is a channel that focuses on that, minus the horoscopes, minus the predictions, minus, you know, all the spiritual information. He's more of just an astronomer. He talks a little bit about, you know, feely touchy things, but it's called, I think it's MITZ astrology, if I'm correct. M lowercase I T Z astrology. I think it's called that, or it might just be MTZ astrology. But if you just look in YouTube and you look up true sidereal astrology, you'll find the guy that I'm talking about. It's a black background with white letters, and it's kind of uppercase, lowercase, little letters, and it's MTZ or MITZ, something like that, okay? I know it has an M, I know it has a T, and I know it has a Z. And I'm pretty sure it has an I, okay? But you're going to want to look that guy up. I don't know his name, but I do chime into his YouTube channel just to check what's going on with the planets. If I'm in a rush, if I'm in a hurry, if I'm going to do a video on planets, I definitely want to kind of just check in with him. And that's if I don't have time to pull out my app and freaking hold it up in the sky and search where all the planets are. That takes a good 30, 40 minutes of my time, and sometimes I don't have that much time. So it's good to just kind of chime into his channel and get that information. So if you want to take an easy route, there's another easy route for you, and I recommend him. Either way, pile number 2, you are being told to look to these stars, look to your astrology, look to your birth chart, so you can understand why you were dealt with the things that you're dealt with. Because a lot of this has to do with karma. Okay, so karma. And that's why you're experiencing adversity. What is the tarot with your life? 2 of Cups. Wow, so you've had a lot of adversity with love and relationships. And I'm going to keep it broad. Let's just keep it broad. Relationships with your family and relationships intimately with lovers. You've had a lot of problems in relationships, okay? And this has a lot to do with your karma. And so again, if you're going to want to learn more about why you've had adversity, you're going to see it. Some helpful hints to get you started is you're going to want to look at your south node of the moon, which is Ketu, okay, in Vedic. You're going to want to look there because that's your past life. You've been there, done that. That's what you've accomplished. That's what you've achieved. You put your flag in the ground and said, I've conquered this area of my life, and that's your past life. So you can kind of know where you came from, okay? Before you entered into this world, that's where you came from, all right? And then you're going to want to look at the north node of the moon, which is Rahu in Vedic astrology. And you're going to see where you're supposed to conquer things now. What are you supposed to conquer? What do you need to achieve in this life? Rahu is going to be your obsession. It's going to be where you're driven. It's going to be where you're attracted to. And like, oh, there's another famous guy that I forgot to mention. I can't think of his name. I'll get his name later. He's a white guy. He has a ponytail. I can't think of his name on YouTube, but he has a video called Venus is Your Woman, Jupiter is Your Man. If you Google that or, you know, YouTube search that, you'll know who I'm talking about. It's that guy. Anyways, he talks about the castle and the jungle, and I liked his representation of Rahu and Ketu. And he said, Ketu is the castle. It's your home base. You feel safe in the castle. You're protected in the castle. You know the castle well. Okay, that's your home. But Rahu represents the jungle. You have to go out in the jungle to learn and achieve these things where you're unprotected, you're not safe, okay? You're out there putting a risk, you know? You have to go exploring and discovering in the jungle with no protection. And so Rahu represents that north node, and it's the things you have to conquer, which is difficult. So really what pile number 2 is dealing with right now is the jungle. You're in the jungle of adversity. And not only are you juggling around your past life karma, which is probably difficult ancestry, you had some very difficult ancestry. And your parents were troubled, okay, and your parents had some heavy karma. For pile number 2, you may be carrying karma for your parents that may be also attributing to your adversity and your hardship. But then you're going to put on top of that the Rahu, the jungle, and it's like you're being pushed out here into the wilderness with no protection, having to deal with this stuff. And so you're really an explorer here. Anyways, your experience with life has been difficult in love. And if you want to make sense of your life, if you are like so many people and you have a lot of questions and you're wondering, why is there starving people in the world? Why is there homelessness in the world? Why is there drug addicts in the world? Why is there rapists and murderers in the world? Why is there so much adversity in this world? Like, why is all this hardship here? If you're searching for those answers and you're wondering why you've gotten a heavy dose of all of this stuff, the answer is balance. That's what I've discovered. And you can discover that as well on your journey, because you're going to go on a journey through the stars. And it's not like you're going to get in a spaceship and go travel the universe. It means you're going to go on a journey through your star chart. You're going to learn the grahas. You're going to learn the bhavas. You're going to learn all of these things. You're going to learn what a trine means. You know, a trine means, when they say a triangle or a trine, when your planets are in a trine, that's going to happen to you. It's going to be a blessing most likely. It's kind of moksha. It's going to be a blessing. Okay? It's something good to achieve. But when you have a square, okay, that's hardship. That's adversity. And you're going to learn these things. And you're going to be like, okay, I've got some planets that are squared. Okay, so here are my adversities. Here's what I'm dealing with. And you're going to learn these things. And you're going to learn why the universe works the way it does. Why there is homelessness and abuse and hardship. And how does that balance out the planet? How does it balance out humanity? So you're going to learn all of that, and it's going to make sense to you, and then you're going to be at peace with those answers. But on a more personal level, with the Two of Cups, I think what you're going to be most interested in is your relationships. And that's the juicy part. And you're going to learn why you've had whatever trouble in your relationships that you've had. And you're going to learn that it was predestined. It wasn't an accident. Somebody didn't just have a fatal mistake. Somebody didn't do some stupid bonehead decision that wrecked their life. You're going to learn that looking into your chart, the people that have died, that was their path. And you're going to find peace with knowing that it was already there, predestined, as you were born. That was an experience you were meant to experience, okay? It was meant for you to go through. And you're going to find peace knowing that there's nothing you could have done different. That experience was going to come, hell or high water. That experience was going to come. And that's going to give you a level of, okay, I just need to coast. I just need to take these adversities, learn what I need to learn, and be at peace with this, and be able to move forward. That's what you're going to learn as you look in these charts. If you ladies and gentlemen have had multiple spouses, multiple significant others in a pile number 2, energy here, you're going to learn some tricks, and you'll learn it as you study astrology, but the 7th house represents your relationships. And you're going to learn that your first relationship, the first important relationship you've ever had, is going to be seen in the 7th house. And whatever sign it's in, that's going to be kind of the personality of that relationship. And the more technical you get, you're going to move 2 houses over, okay? And that's going to be your next relationship. Okay, and then you're going to move 2 houses over again, and that's going to be your 3rd relationship. And so you're kind of going to just move your way around your chart and go, okay, this was this person, this was that person, this was this person. You're going to learn that the first person you ever were with was very different than you. completely opposite than you, most likely. Very different. The second relationship was going to be more spiritual. It taught you so much about yourself and life and love and spirituality. The third relationship, you know, is going to be more about communication, how you communicate with a partner, you know. How do you operate that as a friendship? That person may be more like a friend. You know, that third person may have been your best friend and may have taught you things about yourself that you needed to learn so you can be the best you. So that third person may have been a really good friend. And the fourth person, if there is a fourth person, would be just like you. Just like you, a mirror image of you. Maybe even a twin flame, okay? Because of that first house. So it travels around the zodiac like that. So then your first house will be like, okay, this next relationship is much like me. This is me looking at me. I'm looking at myself in a mirror. That's my twin. And that may be for some people. Okay, the bing bell. Don't open it. Let brother help you. It's probably Amazon. Okay. We're going to move on. We're going to move on. I'm too long here for you. You're going to go down your own journey, learning about the stars, learning about your lovers, learning about your history, your past, your future. You're going to learn about all of those things. So pile number 2, what you're supposed to learn is all of this, okay? Learning what makes sense in reality and why people go through what they go through. Okay, every chart is different. Some people are meant to be millionaires, billionaires. It's just in their fucking chart. Some people are meant to be rich and famous. Some people are meant to be homeless. I know, that's so sad. It's so sad, but it's true. Some people are meant to be broke and homeless, okay? Some people are meant to be addicts. You know, that's their karma. They have to work themselves through that. It's not that there's some messed up person completely. It means that that's their karma. When you can make sense of why people are in the positions they're in, you can lay off trying to fix everybody. So pile number 2 is going to stop trying to fix everybody. More like you're just going to be there as a guide, as a star, helping people navigate their lives with your wealth of knowledge and information, which does represent the skull, you know, mind, okay? So you're going to be a wealth of knowledge, and you're going to help those people with your knowledge of the stars. And so pile number 2, you may be called to be an astrologer.
By the way, we have a package at the front door.
Bring
them in?
Yeah, bring them in.
All right.
Don't open them.
I'm not opening any.
Don't let Matthew open them either. So anyways, you may be called to be an astrologer. Okay, you may also be called to be a relationship counselor. Because of your adversity, you're going to be a good teacher, okay? And some of the signs that I see here for you is going to be Aquarius, Cancer, and Sagittarius, okay? Possibly some Leo. I think I already mentioned that. We do have a lion here, so possibly some Leo. But that's kind of going to be where you're led to, okay? And it's because of your adversity. All right, so let's go ahead and get what has been your experience with life? I want to just talk and touch base. You are a counselor. You could definitely be a psychologist, a counselor. You love to talk to people. You love to communicate. You want to check in on people. You're that friend that says, hey, I know you're going through a hard time. How are you? You know, I don't want to have a 10-hour conversation, but how are you? I just want to, you know, touch base with you. If you need anything, you know where I'm at. You know, or you could reach out to family members and just say, you know, I miss you. How have you been? How is it 2,000 miles away? You know, how's life treating you? And so you are a nurturer and a natural counselor. Some Gemini vibes are definitely here also. And you're just a wonderful person to talk to. And honey, if you can take one thing from your life of adversity, know that you are a wealth of knowledge and a good friend to talk to, because you, pile number 2, can relate to so many people. So many Many, many people. You've been through so much in relationships and family and work and life and love and everything. You've just seen it all. You've really almost seen it all. That you are perfect for healing others. So you are meant to be a teacher. And that is pile number 2, a teacher. Yeah, so you are meant for this. And if you're asking yourself, well, that makes sense. This is why I've been put here with all this fucking godforsaken adversity, is because I can be a wealth of knowledge. You're a walking library. You can help them. That's why you were meant to experience the gift of being a teacher, the gift of being a healer. True healers were once wounded and broken and hurt and sick. True healers have been there. Now they know how to give you the cure. And that's what you're here for. That's what you've dealt with. Okay? So there's some clarification right there for some of you guys on pile number 2. Whew. Let's go ahead and get some advice here from my little witch oracles about the self. Give pile number 2 some advice about themselves, and Spirit, give them a message from you about everything. What's going to help pile number 2 deal with this? Oh, and there's friendship. You guys are such a good friend, honestly. We have raindrops, the number 39. Take a chance on them. Oh, I love it. These are just little friends. They're in a walk in the rain. Yeah, life is full of rain. And pile number 2, you've been poured on, okay? You've been effing poured on. But see, look at you. Male or female, look at you. You are a friend that has an umbrella to help others through the rain. You came prepared, honey. You came prepared. And you're just like, you know what? I'm a good friend. I am a good friend. I'm a good lover. I want you to just pat yourself on the back there and go, damn. Pile number 2, I'm a damn good friend. I'm such a good friend. I'm such a good brother. Or I'm such a good sister. I'm such a good lover. I'm such a good partner. I'm such a good parent. I'm such a good teacher. I'm a good neighbor. I'm a good, steward of this earth. I'm really good. I'm so grateful for this lesson. You may have dealt with your handful of pain, but you're such a good person because of it. So pile number 2, honey, you have a heart of gold, pure gold, okay? You are a diamond in the rough. You are a wealth of knowledge and a overflowing cup of love for wounded people. So you're just a wonderful person to have around. Anyone would love to have you around. And if you've gone through friendships and relationships, just know this. God, Spirit, universe says this. There's just not enough of you to go around. Spirit's got to keep moving you from one situation to the other because so many people need you, okay? Thank you. Oh, for the 1111 Green Bella Empress. I appreciate you. Honey, you don't have enough of you to go around. And Spirit's like, baby, I got to move you, honey. I can't just keep you in one spot. That's selfish. This person needs you and that person needs you. I'm sending you down to help, okay? People are going to need you, and you're a gift, and just... you're so special. So Spirit just wants you to know that you are loved and cherished. Bottom of the deck. Oh, and I told you Spirit thought you were special. Spaceship. Don't be afraid to sing, honey. You're flying through space. You are just out there. You're so big. You're so sweet. Look at the friendships again. Pile number 2, people. Your friendships they cherish you, honey. You're a friend to remember. Some people have friendships that, it's just, oh yeah, I had a friend for a few years and we're not friends anymore. You are a friend they remember. You're a friend that gave them a very valuable piece of information or a very valuable experience. You're one of those friends. So you're just so special. I mean, hate to brag about you, pile number 2, but damn. And what? And what? Bring it. Bring it, adversity. Go ahead and bring it. I know it's good. I know what I am worth. That's right. Okay. Let's read this. Adversity. I probably read this recently through the past couple days, but so what? We're going to read it again. We're going to read it again. Okay. All right. So, pile number 2. No one ever said life was going to be easy. Yep, you accept the challenges that are the best way to learn, of course. Obstacles are presented to you so that you may overcome them. Believe that you will, because if you don't believe in yourself, hunty, no one else will. Confidence comes to those who have succeeded in conquering adversity. Oh, I said it. That's damn right. That's a Leo right there. But why do you have so much confidence, pile number 2? Because you have overcome your adversity. Anyways, the next hurdle is not going to seem so daunting, okay? Adversity is an opportunity for you to grow and reach out to your soul family. You are not alone in this time of challenge. If you need help, believe me, Spirit will send others waiting to offer assistance. Some of these things are just a test, and they may have come into your life to teach you to receive rather than to give. Because you're an experienced teacher. And I honestly feel for pile number 2, honey, you have Ketu South Node somewhere in the areas I've mentioned, which is teaching. By the way, Gemini, Aquarius, Leo, Sag, those are teachers. Okay? In some aspect, those are teachers. And those are going to be your areas of knowledge and expertise. And you're going to have some very strong planetary alignments in those signs or those houses. 3rd, 11th, 5th, 9th. Didn't we oh shit. Didn't I tell you about the squares and adversity, right? How if you have planets that square, it's an adversity. Guess what? That's a square right there, honey. Okay, 3rd and 11th, straight across from each other. Okay, then you go down. Okay, 5th and 9th, straight across. You have an actual square right there. Boom. That's why you have adversity. Those are why people that deal with squares, as far as planetary alignments in their life, are teachers, because they do deal with adversity. No wonder they're teachers. So anyways, that's just some more wonderful little raindrops of knowledge for you. And so you're really great. And I'm just impressed. So impressed with pile number 2. You're strong. Number 31, look to the stars. By the way, the 31 goes to what number? 4, which is what? Stability. You'll stabilize after all this shit, okay? Whatever shit you're going through, honey, you will stabilize. You're headed for stabilization. Anyways, the stars reflect your magic. Remember, as above, so below. This ancient aphorism represents how our human experience reflects the movements of the stars and the universe. Just as our ancestors did, we can look into the heavens for insight into our shared experiences as people on this planet. Astrology is such a powerful tool for recognizing patterns impacting the collective consciousness, which can often see play out among our friends, family, lovers, and community, and our own life. It deepens your understanding of yourself and the astrological patterns through the self-study or working with others and their lives and their patterns and our planet and its patterns. And you'll see these things. You can work with a professional astrologer to learn this information, or you can be a professional astrologer. And I think for a lot of my pile number 2s, you're going to be a professional astrologer. Most of you have that gift, okay? As you tune into the different astrological seasons, you can gain great insight into what energies are working in your favor. So, and that's another little gift. What is your Atmic Arca? What is the strongest planet? What rules you? And by the way, I mix it up. You know, I think my strongest planet is Saturn. Okay? I think. I have to double check. But the lowest degrees is your strongest planet. That's the one that has the most power. And so when you have a planet that has the most heavy hitter power, you're going to want to do mantras, meditations. You're going to want to focus on that planet. You're going to want to learn all about that planet because that planet rules your freaking life. And so you're going to pay attention. Also, your sun, the sun is the king. You know, even though there's some malefic planets that fight the king, the sun is the king. And the sun is going to take you wherever you're supposed to go in this life. So you're going to want to know what's going on with your sun, what's going on with that sign, what do you need to conquer? And so those are some things you can look to the stars and learn about yourself so you can help others. As you tune into the different astrological seasons, you can see what energies are going to work in your favor. This practice will also allow you to flow with the energies instead of feeling like you're swimming in opposition against the current of life. And that's the hardest lesson with adversity. Some of us are fighting our karma, literally swimming against the current of life. I don't want this karma. I don't want this karma. I don't want to deal with this karma. I want this. I want that. I don't want this karma. And so you're swimming against it. Once you can learn about yourself and say, okay, this is what I have to learn. I'm just going to go with it. You stop fighting. And then you have more power because you can work through that lesson so much more easy. Don't fight. Just like giving birth to a baby for the women out there, you know, if you've had children, don't fight the contractions. You know, your doctor always tells you, don't fight the contraction. Breathe with the contraction. You're going to control the contraction. It's going to be mind over matter. It's not going to control you. What happens in life is people with adversity have a lot of contractions coming at them. And they're, oh my God, I need medicine. I'm freaking out. Oh, you know, like freaking out, giving birth to this karma. And you need someone to say, chill. Just breathe through this pain. Breathe through this contraction. You're going to get control, okay? You're going to be fine. This too shall pass. And when someone just goes with it, not against it, obviously they're going to conquer their karma. So you need to conquer your karma. You need to learn to breathe through the contractions of karma so you can give birth to your new life, this new incarnation, and finish the work that needed to be done for your soul's growth. So you can just start enjoying things, you know. The journal prompt for pile number 2 is, how can you best work with the current astrological season? If you're unsure what that is, take a moment to look it up and read what it's all about. And I guess what they're talking about with the astrological season would be like, obviously in Vedic, we're in the season of Scorpio. What is going on in the season of Scorpio? And that means the sun is in a season. The sun is in the season of Scorpio. Right? And so this is Vedic astrology, not tropical. So if it's in a different fucking sign, sorry. Maybe you're getting into Capricorn. I don't fucking know. Maybe you're at the tail end of Scorpio. We still have like 20 days of Scorpio in Vedic. At least. And that's the season. And if you look at true sidereal, you might put your phone up to the sun and you'll see the constellation. And you'll know if the sun is still in Scorpio, even a few days after the 20 more days. And you'll learn, okay, we're in Ophiuchus. We're in the serpent. What is that all about? You know, so you're going to be learning about these things. And you're going to be able to have your knowledge so you can work with the season. And if you know that, and we'll cheat right now, the season of Scorpio represents, are you ready? The shedding of the skin. Yes, that's the season of Scorpio. People are shedding their skin. They're shedding old things. They're getting rid of, cleaning out, spiritually, mentally, physically, just getting out, okay? It's tower seasons. It's awakening season. It's secrets coming out. Whatever's done in dark is coming to the light. Think of the Scorpio as an addict or a basement. In fact, a basement is better. Scorpio represents the basement. No one goes down there. Maybe there's spiders. There's creepy crawlies. Who knows? Could be the under basement of your house and it's not finished. Who knows? But here comes the sun. with the flashlight. Choo-choo. Putting the light on everything in the basement. And what do you see when you put a light in a basement? All the bugs scatter. They all scatter. Spiders, cockroaches, scorpions, snakes, all these little hidden creatures. They scatter to the shadowy places. They don't want to be seen in the light. Okay? Also, you see there needs to be some cleaning. Well, I need to dust. I need to sweep. I need to get this basement clean. Okay? Or the attic, you know what I mean? You know, you use what you want. I think the basement works better because Scorpio represents underground. And know that Saturn co-rules this energy. So you're in the season of Saturn, but also Pluto rules this energy. Also Mars rules this energy. And it represents death, a fight. What are you willing to fight for? And so there's a lot of arguing. There's a lot of fights. There's a lot of protectiveness. Mars likes to put a flag and conquer. So things that are yours or that you've conquered, you're going to be dealing with in the season of Scorpio. And it's about claiming ownership on things, maybe being a little bit more protective than normal in Scorpio season. Owning your own shit, number one, your own drama. You know, shedding the skin of the past and what's going on with you. Getting rid of things. Losing weight is something else people do in Scorpio season. They focus on losing weight. Shedding pounds. Cutting hair is also popular for Scorpio season. People go into this season and they want to do something dramatic with their hair. They want to cut it or something. It's also a time of research and study. So schooling is really important in Scorpio season. So you're going to see a lot of school involvement, okay, around this time, some kind of learning. You know, and that's just, you know, the tip of the iceberg, right? That's just a few things about Scorpio season. But it's also about family secrets. It's about inheritances. It's about getting responsible with dark hidden things. People tend to buy a lot of safes in Scorpio season, or they want to put things away in secret places. A lot of hiding. Okay, somebody might be into hiding, I don't know, whatever you want to go hide. Okay, it could be a sexual toy, it could be a gun, it could be a secret witch book, you know, it could be drugs. I mean, like maybe some marijuana under the bed. No one needs to know your business. I don't know, but that's Scorpio season. You know, maybe it's secret sexual things on your phone, you know, changing passcodes is a Scorpio season thing. You know, shit like that, okay? So yeah, doing things in secret for sure. We're done. I'm going on and on. Too much information. So, don't be afraid to sing. Pile number 2. Don't be afraid to show who you are. Don't be afraid to teach others. You know, and look at that. There's Saturn in the picture. I think Saturn really rules this person in pile number 2, just like me. I think someone here is very ruled by Saturn, must be a strong influence. And, you know, it makes sense because of the square. And Saturn represents the cube, the square. Not only does Saturn represented by a cube or a square, which is, there's so much information about that, but it represents obstacles. So anyone who is ruled by Saturn would obviously deal with adversity because Saturn is your ruling planet. Saturn says you're going to be born and you're going to deal with adversity and challenges and obstacles and hardships. That's your birthright. So you're going to deal with that. But Saturn also wants to give you wealth. Now, what I see for pile number 2, the more you give of your brain, of your knowledge, the more you gain. There's someone here that you like to keep your knowledge a secret. You don't want to share everything that you know because you value knowledge and wisdom like some people value money. You value it, and you don't want to throw your pearls to swine, which is a good thing. You shouldn't throw your pearls to swine. But don't hold back a lot of your good knowledge, your good secrets. If they can help the world, if they can help people, let it out. Your wealth is going to come to you the more you give knowledge to others, if that makes sense. Maybe if you should write a book, maybe you should teach seminars, whatever. The more you give of your brain, of yourself, and your knowledge to others, the more financial you're going to receive. So, you know, whatever message that is for someone, there it is. You're meant to be a speaker. So you will eventually speak to crowds or speak to people. Okay? You're going to reach out and speak to them. Okay? Even if it's through a book and it's not a physical crowd, you're going to speak to others. You're very poetic. You might have a moon in Pisces also here or something like that, because the poetry just flows like water. Very poetic, very lyrical. You can write music. You can write songs. Maybe someone here, you know, can play instruments. Okay? You have a gift. You have a beautiful gift. And you actually reach people to their core, in their heart of hearts. That secret space they hold in their soul that no one touches, you can touch, you can penetrate the deepest thoughts and minds and feelings of those that reserve those hidden places just for themselves. Source, Spirit, God has given you the power of some kind of a sword, some kind of a scepter to reach into those of others and pierce them with these seeds. And so you are a seed planter of knowledge and wisdom and hope and dreams and beauty and love and goodness and healing. And so you have a very powerful tool. Could you use this tool for bad? Sure. You could probably penetrate people in dark ways and hurt them. This person also has the gift to cut people verbally down. So you do have that gift as well. Because you've been put through so much adversity, you have a choice. You can hurt other people or you can bring them up. It depends on your decision. And the twos in tarot, as you guys know, always revert to a choice, a decision. So you have a choice. You're not pushed either way. It's up to you if you want to be a friend or a foe. If you want to be a healer or you want to be sick. If you want to be a teacher or you refuse to learn. You know, that's a choice. Thank you. Yes, it's perspective, Jack Wolf. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and get a Psalms. What is the advice for pile number 2? Spirit, please guide and direct me with these cards to a message for pile number 2. Whoops. Well, pile number 2 got 2 accidentally. I'm just going to go with it. Each day the Lord pours his unfailing love upon you, and through each night I sing his songs. Holy crap, you have sing twice. So there is something here for pile number 2 and singing. And there's musical notes in this picture. I don't know if you guys can tell. You might be a singer. You might have the gift of song, okay? Maybe you don't have the gift of song, but singing brings you great joy. It brings you great joy, and you should do more of it. It's very healing for you. The other card is, our help is in the name of the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. So you find peace in asking God for help. You find peace in asking Source, help me through this, please. And so you have a very strong faith, which, by the way, is very Sagittarius. But anyways, hopefully that means something to you. Now, in love and relationships, what I see going on for you, you're a best friend to your lover, number 1, a best friend. You've been their best friend. You've been a friend they can count on. Okay, we're going to read number 39, raindrops. Your lovers see you as a sibling or a family member, okay? The people that you've chosen to be in an intimate relationship with, their family generally tends to like you, and you feel like home and you feel like family to them, okay? So there's been a lot of marital, they would marry you, or you've been married to these people. You know, marriage and children possibly were a very strong aspect for you in your love life. Being in union with someone. You're always the one. You're the right one. But again, there's not enough of you to go around. God wants you to touch everyone's heart. But you've always been the right one. Okay? So, what is this number? I forgot. 39. Oh, that's the wrong book. Oh, here it is. Sorry, wrong. Okay. So, pile number 2. Raindrops. Take a chance on them. So, if anyone has a reason to keep their guard up, it's you. Because people have been known to mistreat you. And like any rational person, you finally got tired of it. You went back inside and you locked the damn door. But you weren't supposed to stay out of the rain forever. No matter how terrifying the prospect may seem, you need to put yourself back out there again. Whoever it is you're thinking of, they can be trusted to walk with you through the storm. Aww. I almost have tears. Pile number 2. Believe me, God has someone special for you. And I think you're thinking about them right now. And I know you've been hurt by them or people in general. And it's hard to put yourself back out there for love and vulnerability again. But Spirit says you're meant for this. You're built for this. And you will find love. You will find someone to kiss your wounds. You will find someone to love you unconditionally. It's worth putting yourself out there again. One of the greatest gifts is to love and be loved in return. And if you haven't been loved in return, put yourself back out there. Don't lose faith. Don't let adversity drown you in sorrow. Don't hide yourself behind closed doors and lock the door and throw away the key. Don't be afraid to put yourself back out there. There's love coming for you. And it's really going to hit you, I want to say, in March and April. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling March and April are going to be good for pile number 2. Okay? So prepare yourself. Do whatever you have to do. Around springtime, love is coming for you. There's going to be a rebirth and a cleansing. Right now in Scorpio season, just shed your skin and move on with whatever you've been put through. And put yourself back out there, love. I promise it's going to be worth it. Okay, so when it comes to love, let's see what cards you get with the little angels, little guardian angels. What's coming up for pile number 2 in love? Whew. Pile number 2 in love. What's coming for pile number 2? Pile number 2. Oh, Helper of Abundance. Bottom of the deck is 3 of Emotion, which is 3 cups. Goodness is coming for you. Guys, I am not shitting you. Didn't I tell you March and April, springtime? Get the fuck out of here. You got a little leprechaun with a 4-leaf clover. Which, by the way, is St. Patrick's Day. Holy shit, I couldn't be more dead on. Yes, love is coming like I promised you in March and April. It's right here in the cards. Helper of Abundance, okay? Although you have a lot to do, it's important that you get organized first, which is why you're in Scorpio season. You're decluttering and you're shedding skin because this is coming in for you. And by the way, a little more details about this person that's coming in. They have Earth in their chart. They have Earth in their chart. This can be a Virgo, it could be a Taurus, or it could be a Capricorn. But honey, they're coming with a pentacle. This helper of abundance is basically a Knight of Pentacles. So this Knight of Pentacles is coming into your life around March or April. I'm not even shitting you. So go ahead and clean out whatever drama you've got to do, okay? Love is coming. Anyways, once planning is complete, you can roll up your sleeves and get to work. Your guardian angels are surrounding you and ready to help out. This card is also indicating a very loving, kind, and loyal someone with a big heart, a quick wit, and endless patience. Mm-hmm. 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 And why would Spirit bless you with someone like that? Because you deserve it.
Mom, please, you don't have to leave.
What?
My Superman package. My Superman costume. It's you. It's actually you, Mom.
You're a butthead.
It's you.
Did you open packages? That was supposed to be for Christmas. Excuse me, guys. Obviously, I have drama.
Mom, Ed is not supposed to.
No. It's my fault. I shouldn't have told anyone to bring it in. Daniel! You know what? That was supposed to be a Christmas present. And now you saw it. What's up?
Say that I can't find this stupid movie on a kid's channel.
Stop it. He found his Christmas present. If it had a picture, you shouldn't have shown him. It's not your fault. I shouldn't have had you bring it in, but that's a real bummer.
Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, disappointments happen. Freaking disappointments happen. Shit. Damn it to hell. Damn it to freaking hell. God dang it. You know, this is my luck. I ordered my son a Superman car seat for Christmas. It was one of his bigger presents. And of course, the dumbasses that ship shit send the box without a box protecting the box. And so it's... I'm so disappointed right now. So the box was not in an Amazon box. Like it should have fucking been. It had the actual box. And so it had a big ass picture. And he saw it. Damn it. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself for telling them to bring in the damn package. I need to pay more attention. I'm so irritated right now. Because now, what am I going to give him that's his big present, you know? He saw it. I don't know. If you guys have any advice, let me freaking know because I'm fucking irritated right now. Fucking irritated. Okay, sorry. I'm going to move on. I'm just so mad. Oh God, I feel my Aries rage just seeping out of my skin right now. I need to woosah. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm really mad. I'm so mad. I can't. Oh, I'm like a baby who's mad right now. Okay. All right. I need a moment. You know, what can you do when you're a single mom, you're sitting at your desk, fucking working, and then the package comes, people help you bring it in, and then boom, it ruins Christmas. Like, I wish I had more than just myself running this house with a brain, honestly. Because if I had someone that said, oh, don't let someone see this, he wouldn't have seen it. But I don't have anyone with a brain here to help me on that. And so fucking A, I'm sorry. Okay. I'm done. I am over it. I'm gonna drink my coffee and I'm gonna be over it. Yeah, you all say relax. Well, not everyone has $1 million to get their kids a bunch of gifts. And that was a special one. That was the fucking special big gift and it's fucking ruined. So, you got any advice for me on that one? Any advice? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so anyways, pile number 2, this helper of abundance here, you know, the Knight of Pentacles is coming in. So I feel very confident that you're going to meet someone that's going to commit to you long term. This is probably going to lead to marriage with the Two of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. This is definitely going to lead to marriage. So that's a good sign right off the bat. Bottom of the deck is a celebration. You know, the Three of Emotion can be a holiday. It's definitely good times. It's marriage announcements, birth announcements, you know, all those good celebrations, okay? So it says here, bottom of the deck for you guys, wonderful news is on the way. Announcements regarding, get this, engagements. Like I just fucking said, pregnancies, births, graduations will be revealed. New friends will be made, or communities of like-minded people will draw closer to one another. Exciting new beginnings or happy endings are just around the corner. So I'm so happy for you. You know, you get love, okay? Two of the number 2 people. I'm so happy for you. After your hardships and your problems, you get to win in the end. I mean, honestly, once you conquer your karma and it makes sense and you've learned for yourself and you've gone in and you've researched the shit out of why life has sucked the way it has, it makes sense. And now you're able to help others. You know, and this is a doctor of the soul. You guys are going to be teachers and doctors of the soul. So people have diseases, they have ailments, they have illnesses, which is a lack of knowledge. They don't understand bad karma. They don't understand hardships. They don't understand why people have to suffer. They get mad at God, they curse God, they get mad at the world, and they want to fix everything. And honestly, this is what I find troubling for our communities. We have people that want to fix racism. We have people that want to fix world hunger. We have people that want to fix and give world peace, which is mostly the altruistic, you know, Aquarius, or the altruistic, you know, Sagittarius, the optimist, you know. Those people want to fix every fucking thing. They want to fix the world. They want it to be a heaven on earth. They want to have a cure to cancers, a cure to diseases. That sounds absolutely like heaven. But the reality, and Saturn rules me, so excuse me if I'm a realist, but the reality of the universe is it's not ever going to be that way. It's not. And if you accept what you can't change, you'll have the courage to change the things that you can. And you'll at least have the wisdom now to know the difference. You won't waste your time. You'll realize that you may not have a cure to world hunger, but you can help those that are hurting in your community around you. You realize you may not have the cure for cancer to end the world of all these cancers, but you have a gift to help people heal the dis-ease in their body through your teachings, to help people be healthier and maybe overcome cancer or prevent it in your reach. You may not be able to cure racism, but at least you're not focused on it. And your experience, your environment will not be a racist experience, because you'll take your focus away from that shit and you're not going to feed the beast. And so you're going to be a ray of light and sunshine, and at least you can't change the world, but you can change your world. You can change the people you're around, the things you hear and see, and the world you experience, and it will be a better place. And those are the things that, you know, pile number 2 has learned. And you can teach others this. And you'll learn that the universe has to have balance. There has to be light and dark. There has to be someone that cusses so someone can pray. There has to be the sinner, and there has to be the saint. There has to be hardships and trials and tribulations so there can be blessings, love, and light and peace. We can't have one without the other. That's the balance in our universe, and we have to work with it, not against it. Remember the flow. Remember the current. Once you've gained the wisdom of the universe and you realize that Some of these things you're trying to fix are pointless. Effort, is being wasted onto something that you're not going to achieve because it's not possible. It would disrupt the balance of the universe if it was achieved. So therefore, it cannot be achieved because there has to be a balance of humanity. There wouldn't be any good people if there wasn't any bad people. And it doesn't matter what society you want to clear up the bad from, it's going to pop out from somewhere. There's a sinner in every church. You may think the church is clean. This house is clean. But you know what happens in the church. It ain't no clean house, honey. And I'm telling you, you can have a church where you try to fix everyone's problems, but someone's going to come up in there a sinner. It pops out, it sprouts out of every little new invention. There's always going to be problems. There's always going to be a troublemaker. There's always going to be someone to pop out of somewhere. Okay? Look at the governments and societies. They have laws, rules, and regulations. There's always people to break them. There's always someone to break them. Just because you want to fix something and make it what you want it to make, that's having control over something. You can't. You can't control that. That's the universe. The universe is inside people. Until you can control the universe, you'll never be able to control people. And so that is something that you have to accept. Can't control people. So you have to make peace with the world around you. And don't lock the door. Don't lock the door and throw away the key. Put your heart back out there. Don't let it ruin you. Okay? Don't let this cold world and the trials and tribulations in this cold world ruin you. You're going to see through new eyes that this cold world you once thought was just dark and gloomy and a bad place is actually a really good place. And it all starts from a change of perspective, a change of mind. And then you're going to see a different experience in this world. So anyways, you're a great teacher and good luck on that. Okay? Like I said, abundance will come to you. The more knowledge you spread, the more abundance will come towards you. Okay? So get out there and teach. Okay, so now we're going to go into pile number 3. My little desert rose crystal. Okay? This rose talks about wisdom, dreams. It resembles the brain, so a lot of people think it has to do with the mind. But it also, to me, just resembles a rose. So love and beauty in rough places. A rose in a desert, right? A desert rose. That's a rare find. So I love that gemstone, and let's get into it. Spirit, what is the first card for pile number 3? Perseverance, pile number 3. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. So we have a very dedicated person, which is a Saggy, an Aries, or a Leo. A very dedicated person. The other signs that would fit into this scenario would be all the cardinals. So Cancer, Aries, Libra, Capricorn. These are the persevering signs. Fire and then the cardinals. Those are the ones that can achieve whatever they set their mind to. They are very driven human beings. So number 3, you never give up. Never give up. You're going to keep trying and trying, and you're going to find an answer. You're going to discover a cure. You're going to discover some newfound information that fixes everything. Okay, you are definitely out there gaining knowledge. And you're working very hard at perfecting your life. And I think you're self-involved. I feel like whatever hurdles you had in your life, you're ready to conquer. Whatever might have been setting you back, you're like, oh, you're not going to set me back forever. I'm going to get back to the good. You're not going to put me down like you think you are. You're kind of telling the demons, telling the darkness, if you think you're going to put me down, you met the wrong one. Okay, I'm going to see this through. I'm going to overcome whatever you want to throw at me. In relationships, you definitely think you're going to overcome the obstacle that you have with someone. You definitely feel like this is solvable. It's something that can be solved. It's a problem that can be fixed. You have a lot of hope for someone that you hope is going to change. And that would be more on a personal relationship level. You definitely think that this person is going to change. And you're very confident and you're very persuasive. I feel like this person could be really good in sales. So pile number 3 could be a very gifted salesman or saleswoman, okay? You're very persuasive and you can talk people into anything. It feels like you can sell ice to a penguin, okay? You're very easy to talk to. We have some, you know, some strong Gemmy traits here, maybe with communication, okay? And you're very direct and honest. This is someone that doesn't have anything to hide. This is someone that doesn't have any hair on their tongue. You know, this is someone that's like, you know what? I'm not going to hold back. I'm going to tell you what I think and what I feel. Yes?
I forgive you.
Honey, you didn't do anything wrong.
I'm so...
Don't be sorry for seeing your present.
But...
Are you happy with it? Do you like
Yeah,
it?
but I didn't want to be a present.
I know. It's okay. It's nothing you did. It's nothing you did. I wish you wouldn't have seen it, but at least you get to have it early. Okay.
Well, I really want to watch all the times. And Danny's really mad at me.
Well, he doesn't know how to find it. He's obviously having some trouble. So just wait till I'm done and I'll help you, okay?
I want it right now.
I know, but now's not the good time.
But I really want it.
Be good and we'll open up your car seat when I'm done, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Who said you could have coffee? You little sneak. Babies don't have coffee. Mm-mm.
I love coffee.
I know. I love you. Go on. I'll be there in a little bit. Okay. So anyways, we have a very direct person. We have a very honest person and a smooth-talking person. Awesome. Let's get another card for you. Pile number 3. Connect with your ancestors. Ooh. We have a family tree. Pile number 3 may be definitely checking your ancestry. Okay? You may be getting into that. Maybe you recently just purchased something from Ancestry.com or 23andMe, or you've been interested in looking at your family history, or maybe you're making a family tree. But there's this pride in a family, okay? And you definitely want to connect with some ancestors that you've probably never even met. And you're like, you know, I read about, you know, great-great-grandma. I would like to connect with her, or, you know, great-great-grandpa, or, you know, a great-great-aunt, you know, someone you've never met. And you're like, you know, I think I want to start, you know, doing like a little seance, asking this person to help guide me, or show me some of the lessons you've learned, or can you, you know, if you have any magic in your history, and there could be some magic here. You know, maybe you can pass down some of that magical knowledge, you know, and bestow some of that upon me. Give me some gifts. Help me out here in this realm, you know. So definitely connecting to the ancestors. I feel someone here could definitely have some strong Native American roots, or just native somewhere. Like, what I mean is like African roots, or like Viking roots, you know, I don't know, just very strong roots with an ancient civilization, okay? Well, all of us have that, but maybe you're pretty, you know, you feel very connected to it. We all have those roots, but for pile number 3, I feel like you want to get reconnected and reacquainted with that part of your history. You don't just want to learn about grandma and grandpa, you know, you want to learn about grandma and grandpa's grandma and grandpa, and you want to learn what they experienced, and you want to learn who they are. So you really want to get connected to them. And this is Magha Nakshatra, and also Mula Nakshatra with the roots, you know, the history. You're definitely going to break some karma between you and your ancestors. Whatever bad karma was there, you're determined to clear. Let's get some more information for pile number 3. And this is the 6 of Pentacles. Balance, fairness, giving and receiving. You've been given some gifts passed down. Some of you guys may have a ring passed down to you from great-great-grandma or something like that. Wisdom, stories. You may be wanting to literally, this is Virgo, literally work on writing a book for your children's children so they know the history that you know about what you've discovered in your family. And you want it to carry on. This is traditions. This is values. These are stories, history. You want it to continue on. So I definitely have someone that wants to bestow these traditions and beliefs, and you want it to continue in your lineage. Or you might be recently finding a box of something your, great-great-grandfather had, or discovering new things about your ancestors, what they did. Maybe they had a street named after them. Maybe they did something big in history, and maybe somewhat kind of big. Maybe they made a difference in their town. I mean, who knows? But you're going to be finding some new information out about some family members, and you're going to learn you have a lot more in common with these ancestors than you believe. Some of you guys, if you find some pictures, might find that you look a lot like some of your great-greats, okay? You might be very close resembling them. And so you're carrying a lot of their karma with you in your DNA, as you already know. So family tree is important for pile number 3. Yeah, and I think you're going to be given some wisdom. You might call someone and say, can you tell me about my grandma or my great-grandpa? Can you? And you're probably going to write that down. Keep a log of it. Can you tell me about, where we came from? Where did we, immigrate from? Or, where are we from? What is our tribe? What is our nation? So you might be wanting to document that, because the more and more we thrive as civilization, we're losing those histories. A lot of Native Americans are losing their native language with their youth. They're losing those stories and those traditions and that language. People are losing the values that our people had for thousands of years, that kept our civilizations what they were. And we're just kind of blending into one big mush, and we're losing identities. So it's good to check your identity and check where you're coming from so you can know yourself a little bit better. Kind of like learning your astrology chart. That's important about knowing who you are as a soul. But learning about your ancestors is learning who you are as a human and what karmas you have on this earth physically, in the physical realm that you should know about. So that's really important. What is your experience with this earth? Oh, spicy. Okay. You have a spicy meatball. Your experience with life has been exciting. You've been probably a very big traveler. You've got to see a lot of different places, a lot of different countries, some big traveling. You've been cultured. Is that even a word? Cultured? Whatever. I feel like you're well cultured. Okay, I think that's a word. And I just feel like it's been exciting for you. You love to try different foods. You love to try different places. You're interested in different cultures and what's going on with them. You love to learn. You love to grow. So I think you're just very open-minded. And yeah, I think you would be excellent at taking photography or writing books. And you're going to be taking some of the wisdom and beauty from all these places and giving it to others. So you're going to share your cultured experiences with other people. We could have a food critic here. We could have a movie critic here. We could have someone that talks about experiences in different places that you visited, where you kind of give reviews, You might be giving people some good advice on traveling. Like, I've traveled here, and, this is the best spot to stay in, and I recommend blah, blah, blah. And, oh, if you visit here, don't forget to go here, stuff like that. So that's been your experience. Let's go ahead and get some advice here. Spirit, what advice do you have for this person in pile number 3? Ooh, damn. You guys, we just talked about spice. And now we have bitch fire. I mean, can we just say, yeah, this is definitely a fire sign? She's holding up a match. Bitch fire, stand up for yourself. Honey, your experience in life is you are a firecracker. You are definitely a spicy meatball, okay? You're one tough cookie to deal with. You're a tough little cookie, okay? You know, you're a strong-willed, strong-minded human being, okay? You exactly have no hair on your tongue. You're not afraid to tell people like it is, okay? You definitely do the bitch please. You know, that's your saying. Bitch please, don't, you know, hold my beer. Hold my beer. You think you experienced some shit? Let me tell you about the shit I've experienced. So, very outspoken. Anyways, you've dealt with a lot of shit. And, you know, you're a tough person to deal with. You're a director. You're an organizer. You're a leader. Okay, that's this pile number 3. You take charge. You lead the pack. All right? Alpha mentality here. I run shit. And that's kind of how you feel. Very independent. When it comes to finances, you're independent. You don't need anyone, okay? You handle your own affairs. You don't need someone to chip in and help in and climb in and lift you up. You're like, no. I do that shit myself. So you get the job done by yourself. Extremely independent. Bottom of the deck, nostalgia. Focus on the here and now. You might hold some grudges. Okay, so pile number 3, you might be holding some grudges. Be careful. Be careful with that. You know, you might be judgmental also is what I'm hearing with this nostalgia. I shouldn't get that from this card, but I do. And I just feel like it's hard for you to get over things. It's hard for you to forgive, you know. There's just so much more to focus on than the past. And so you hang on to the past in a little box in some back of your mind, and you don't want to deal with it. And so there's definitely some past you're going to have to deal with that I think you're afraid to deal with. When it comes to relationships for pile number 3, you've always, you know, to be honest, given more than you've received. It looks like you've been financially independent and you've always helped your lover or people in relationships that are close to you financially. You have always helped them in some way financially. If you look back at your log of relationships, you have helped them financially achieve some goal, okay, because you have perseverance. A lot of people don't have perseverance. Believe it or not, it's a gift. And like I said, it's only a few signs that have it, okay? So it is a gift. 6 signs out of the 12 zodiac. I mean, only half of the people out there have the gift of perseverance and independence. The other half don't have it. So understand that just because what's easy for you may not be easy for other people. Just because you may not be a wallflower doesn't mean you're not going to run into other wallflowers, you know. Just because you're a leader of the pack doesn't mean you're going to run into all these alphas. You're going to run into omegas. You're going to run into people that need leaders. So there could be some frustration. You don't tolerate bullshit. You don't tolerate slack. I feel like somebody here could be a manager or a business owner. And you're hard on them, okay? Like, pick up the slack. Come on, I see hard workers and I see slackers. And you expect hard work. You know, you're not going to give handouts to people that don't deserve it. You're like, I'll give you some money. I'll give you some of this and some of that, but I ain't going to give you nothing if you're not going to give me nothing. Like, you better work for this. So you want people to work for what they have. So you have this alpha mentality, which kind of can get in the way if you don't have humility, if you don't have a lot of compassion or sympathy. It can be a problem when becoming a spiritually minded person, because you just may not be very sensitive to others' needs or sympathetic to why they're going through what they're going through. And I'm not saying you have to baby people, but I'm saying have some level of sympathy. what I also feel here for your ancestors is your ancestors could have been in power. Okay, you could have had some ancestors that were powerful or influential or strong people, and you may be carrying some of their karma too. And so be careful that you don't have that kind of mentality. You're definitely learning to be more compassionate. That's part of your life goal and your life lesson, is to be more compassionate, to have more sympathy. This is not going to touch everyone, but I'm going to say it. Please don't be offended. It's something that came up in this reading. It's going to be for someone. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but please don't be offended. I mean nothing bad by this. But there is someone with the ancestry card here that could be racist. And you can be a black racist. You may hate white people. You may have a grudge or a thing against white people. And you don't even really realize where it's coming from. But it's ancestral. You could be a white person that has something against black people. And you may not even really notice it, but it's ancestral. Okay? You could be brown, vice versa. Okay? You can be, whatever color you want to be. But there could be some hidden racism. Okay? And what's funny is, if you actually did your ancestry, you would find that you have either A, white in your DNA, and you are not as black as you'd like to think you are, or B, you're not as white as you would like to think you are. Am I right? Or you ain't as brown as you would like to think you are. So, that's for someone. Please don't be offended by that, but there's someone here that might be a little too prickly, a little too judgy, and you'd be surprised that you ain't as pure as you think you are. And that may open up your mind on how you view other people and how you judge other people, because this is kind of judgy, You may be a little bit more nice if you realize, you ain't from Africa, you from Europe, you got some Irish in that blood, you got some, European, or you got some Native American, some tribal, and you've got maybe 30% black, and you're like, well, why do I look black? I don't know, but you ain't that black, or white. There's some white people that are like, oh, Steph, I'm Scottish, I'm Irish, I'm, whatever, Norwegian, and you find out that you've got 20%, African American in you, or, 30% Native American in you, or something like that. And you're like, whoa, I didn't even know that. So it's good to do some research on your lineage just to see where you came from, so you can have some sympathy and empathy for others. And it may broaden your view of things, because we're all a mix. I myself am a Heinz 57. I myself, from what I know, am Scottish, Irish, French, Native American, Spanish. That's pretty much it. And I think I've got 1% like Puerto Rican in there somewhere. Okay. But, majority of me would lean towards the native side. I know if I get my DNA done, which I will, I'll share that with you guys when I get it. I know I'm at least 50% Native American, maybe even 60. Okay. And I know that I do have that French and that Scottish and that Irish. I could see it in my features. But I see a lot of me, so I'm not one thing. So I myself am a Heinz 57, and that's why I'm just like, you know what? I keep it open. So this may be something, thank you. This may be something that you want to look into. It might be fun for Christmas. I think Ancestry.com is having a 50% off sale on that. If you want to look into your lineage, I would definitely check it out. You can do it on Amazon, or just go on Ancestry.com and check out the sale they're having. They send it to your house, and you get to do your little test and send it back and see what's going on with you. Sorry for the interruption again.
No, you don't have to go. It's okay. I think have superhero videos on your phone when you're done instead.
Okay, that's fine.
Thanks, Mom.
You're welcome. Who says I'm 100% kind? Yeah, let's see what someone says. Racists are among all groups. There's a bad apple in many bushes. That's right. It's funny if you're not offended, so don't take any. I don't know what's going on up there, but you know what I'm saying? So, anyways, this is where I'm going with this. It's because of this card, and it's connect with your ancestors. So I think you should connect with your ancestors of all, you know, DNA types, of all humanoid DNA types. Connect with your ancestors. That might be something that Spirit wants you to do. These cards for self-care do tell you where you should be headed. So you're being led to do these things. Pile number 2 is being led to look into astrology. Pile number 1 is being led to meditate and balance their chakras. Pile number 3 is being led to look into their DNA, their ancestry, okay? To look into their history, okay? You know, I think it's fun. Ellis Island has records of people that came in that are immigrants. That's awesome to look into. You know, looking into your native history and learning what tribes and nations you came from, that's really fun, and you can get those registries done. That's really great for the family to have in the family tree. You know, learning, you know, about where your ancestors came from, where your last name came from, your blood type, where that kind of originated from. Those are funny and interesting things to learn about yourself. And so Spirit wants you to get to know yourself a little better, not be so broad. You know, if you're going to be cultured, get cultured about yourself too. Don't just learn about everybody else but you. Some people are so cultured, they want to learn everything else about everybody else's culture, but they forget about themselves and they don't look into themselves. Where do you herald from? Where's your DNA from? Where's your great-greats from? You know, what's going on? And that's really fun. So Spirit says, hey, let's have some fun with that. I recommend you to do it. We're going to go ahead and read Bitch Fire. Bitch Fire. Number 16. Let's see. Wait, that's not the right one. Hang on, hang on. Oh, shit. This one. Okay. Witch cards. We might have a witch on our hands. A witch. Just for fun. Okay. Anyways, stand up for yourself. There is no better way to say it. Someone in your life is trying to burn you at the stake. Maybe you didn't give them something they wanted, or you didn't let them get away with their bad behavior, and you shouldn't. Oh, hell yeah. Oh, I already have messages coming in. Pile number 3. You have been accused of some false shiznit, okay? Some false shiznit. You have been accused. You have been put on the basical, you know, you've been put on the fire, okay? You've been put out there, burned at the stake, all right? People got you twisted. People have you wrong, okay? They're trying to make you take the fall for something you didn't do. You're being blamed, okay? You also, because we're talking about ancestors, hello, witches, hello. You guys most likely have some ancestors that are witches, okay? Or, you know, male witches, wizards, things like that. Warlocks, whatever, you know, whatever. Sorcerers, okay? Whatever you know, whatever. You just put the title. I don't give a shit. You have ancestors that are magical, okay? Enough said. Anyways, you may also find that you have some history where your ancestors were falsely accused. And it's kind of trickled down in the karma to you. So anyways, someone said you're not going to get away with this bad behavior. Either way, they're trying to ruin your reputation. Rest assured, your reputation will stay intact. Okay? Silence can be effective. But this is not that kind of situation. Get loud and let them have it. Let them have a taste of your bitch fire. Woo! I'm loving it. Let them have a taste of your bitch fire. Oh, hell yeah. And you know, witches, you know what to do. You know what to do. Cast that hate that they've been putting on you back onto them. And you know exactly what to do. So you get to your casting. You witches out there, get to your casting and put it right back where it came from. You know what to do. So a lot of you guys are going to definitely be getting into some craft. That might be what pile number 3 is into, the craft. We have someone that is definitely a witch, okay? Or you have witch abilities. Maybe you're like, I don't like witches, Steph. I've never messed with that. Fine, but I bet your great-grandma did. Or your great-great-grandma did, and I bet you got their gifts. You got their skills. And if you wanted to, you could. You know, you can give back to others what they gave to you. So this is kind of vengeful, okay? You know, I hate to say it, but pile number 3, you're a little bit vengeful, all right? Which is why you're spicy. You ain't just going to take some shit. You're going to give it to me, I'm going to give it back to you, all right? And that's kind of how you are as a person. And your ancestry may be feisty. Your ancestry may be feisty just like that. You ain't going to take some of that shit. So when it comes to love, whoo, you've had some difficulty. It's been hard for you. Someone has accused you of some false information or blamed you for something that ain't your fault. And you're like, you know what? You're going to get what's coming to you in some way, shape, or form. It's coming to them. And you're going to keep persevering till you see justice played out. So judge if you want to be judged. Remember, if you judge, you're going to be judged as harshly as you judge others. And I repeat, judge and you will be judged as harshly as you judge. So if we have some judgers saying, oh, I don't play with that witch stuff, then you're a judger. And you're going to be judged just as harshly. And on the other foot, witches, if you're going to judge those that are not, you're going to be judged as harshly. So this is really just karma, what goes around comes around, the circle of life over here, okay? And so both sides of the teams here, both sides need to learn to be fair, okay? Need to learn to be fair. And I don't know what's going on here. Could be very political as well. Be fair. We have some people that are a little bit too bitch fire. And then when they fire at others, be prepared to be fired back at. So there's a lot of this back and forth energy here, and you might be letting your ancestors really get to you, or maybe they're just trying to empower you. However which way you feel on that side. If you think your ancestors are leading you down the righteous path, good. If you feel they're leading you down a dark path, not good. Either way, you're going to need to connect with your ancestors so you can make some heads or tails of what's going on with you right now, because this is an inheritance. You know, if you are a witch, you are inheriting those skills. If you are a judger against witches, then you are inheriting that mentality from religions and whatnot. You know, whatever this is, it's stemming from your ancestors. It didn't just pop up like a daisy in your life, okay? It was passed down. So, you know, if you're a racist, it was passed down, hunty. It wasn't something you were just born with, okay? You need to pay attention. How does your family talk about other people? Is it with kindness and love, or is it with judgmentalness? And so these are some things that you're probably going to conquer. Some karma of your ancestors, whether they were, you know, good or bad, you're going to have some karma with your ancestors, and you're going to have to squash that shit. Even if it's not ancestors, it could represent your tribe, your people, your, you know, your nationality, your race, your, you know what I'm saying, your people. You may have to be a mediator. You may have to be in the middle. You may have to speak up for a group and say, stop your shit. We have to be better than this. You know, and I do feel like you're going to stand up and speak out, because now's not the time to be quiet. Now's the time to say, hey, you want to talk about racism? Well, we're just as racist. Let's talk about that. Let's be real, you know, and you're going to have to speak out to end that, you know, at least end the bad conversations about it. Stand together with your people as humans. We are all our people. We are a collective of humans here on this earth. And if we were at war with aliens, we would all be one. We would be one human race you know, against other civilizations, other universe people, other aliens. We'd be against them. You know, if there was a war, we have to be together. We have to be one. So there is this, you know, we got to hash out the sins of our ancestors and be better than that, okay? And be loving and understanding and be mutual, be fair. Because this isn't very fair. Am I right? It's just not very fair. Somebody's getting more than the other, and that's not fair. And these things should be talked about. So, you know, I'm not trying to be offensive here for anyone, but these things should be talked about. You know, if anybody's going to get any kind of benefit for the color of their skin, that's not fair. It might have been fair 50 years ago to make up for some hardship, but it ain't fair today because people of every color are suffering, and it ain't fair today. So what was fair 100 years ago ain't fair today. What was fair 50 years ago ain't fair today. What was fair 20 years ago ain't fair today. And so it's about reevaluating the situation, being more equal with everybody, toning down the judgments, toning down the hate, toning down, you know, a lot of the bullshit, the narratives that media wants to feed you, toning that shit down and speaking up with your bitch fire to create some sense of equality. And again, now is not the time to be quiet. And like I said, this is very Aquarius, very Sagittarius, which is humanitarian signs, okay? But also the cardinals, which come to lead. So the Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, those are here to lead the way. So keep persevering, keep being a voice, keep spicing shit up. These are topics people are afraid to touch. And I'm going to be real with you. I'm on a public platform here myself, and these are touchy subjects. It's almost taboo to talk about touchy subjects. Don't say it, Steph. Don't go there on your video. You know, look, I'm not a fan of political correctness or verbal correctness or society's correctness. I am a bitch fire. I am. And you all know me. If you guys have been following me, you know I am. I'm not going to shut the hell up because somebody says so. I think I would rather die at the stake preaching than stay quiet and stay alive. I would much rather say, burn the fuck out of me then, because I am not going to shut up. Not built for that. And remember, some people are not built for that. That's why I said 6 out of the 12 zodiac signs are going to be bitch fire. The other 6 are not. They're going to be quiet. They're going to be submissive. They're going to be little omegas. The alphas aren't going to be omegas. So you have to love the differences in everybody. You have to love the omegas and you have to love the alphas. We each have our place in society. And we should give mutual respect to both sides. And there has to be a level of balance. You know, the alphas can't just run shit and scare everybody. But the omegas can't either. They can't run shit and have people live in fear either. We have to find some mutual ground here. We have to be a balanced society. We have to have a little fire and a little water. We temperance. We got to have a little bit of both. We can't snuff out their fire and we can't suppress their water. We have to let them both be present. So equality is very important right now. So anyways, let's read this. Number 14. Mantra, as I heal my wounds, I heal my lineage and bring peace that reverberates infinitely through time and space. Through understanding our history, we gain a deep sense of appreciation for all the time and people it took to bring us into this world. Connecting with our ancestors is one way to better understand ourselves, our patterns, our ways of thinking, and the patterns present within our lineage. It allows us to make peace with all that has happened before us. It also provides motivation to evolve and find new and better ways to live. Building the bridge is something that you can do by doing some research and connecting the dots between family stories, DNA analysis, and traditional archives. You can also learn about your family line in more intuitive ways like meditation, dream work, and working with past life regression specialists or someone who specializes in reading the Akashic records. A metaphysical archive of everything that has ever happened within the universe, all your past lifetimes, and those that will come in your future. Call on your ancestors to tap into centuries of wisdom, protection, and guidance. And as you look back and connect with your ancestors, your path forward will become more evident. In a journal prompt, what patterns or trends exist in your family line, especially among the women? Do these patterns appear in your life? So learn what patterns, and you should journal prompt that. Write down some patterns that great-grandma had, great-grandpa, so on and so on. Grandpa, look at those patterns and see, do you relate with them? Are you very different from what your ancestors did? Most of us are going to be very different. I mean, the simple fact that women have come up so far ahead from where you were 50 years ago says a lot. So, of course, women are going to change, but men, you're going to have a lot of information there. Are you in the same field work as your ancestors? Do you carry on the same way as your great-grandfathers? Is your belief systems the same as them? Just take a look at that. Journal prompt yourself and write those things down. Make a family tree. That's probably really going to help you with that kind of energy work. So now we're going to look at perseverance. Okay, because this is where you're headed. You need to go look at this. This isn't what you've done. Okay, this is Spirit saying, I want to bring you to this place. Pile number 3 is being brought to look into this. So, perseverance for pile number 3 says, one of the lessons you've learned in this life. As a soul, you're on a mission in this physical dimension. You are the only one who knows the correct path you're supposed to take. Your intuition, your connection to spirit is your compass. You have the power to stay the course, and you are stronger and more determined than you might first think. In order to experience many successes in life, you must mature and realize the strength within yourself and the quality of your inner courage. Life doesn't just happen. We must make it happen. Is it natural for us in this human school to shy away from what we believe to be difficult because we concern ourselves with how others will think of us? We are afraid of failure, ridicule, or coming up short. Now is the time to make the proper changes and take the risks and do things you never thought you could before. Your soul must learn to become aware of its inner strength. Live the joyfulness that your soul learns for to engage in activities you have always wanted to try, but were afraid you might fail at. Your soul will not yearn for something that you couldn't accomplish. You have the strength and the fortitude to be capable of greatness. So just know that whatever goals you have, your soul would not want you to go there if you couldn't accomplish that feat. So follow your intuition, see where you're being led to. When it comes to career and work, I think some money is going to be coming to you, some gifts, some loans, some kind of good financial help is coming to you. You're going to be getting assistance with money, whether that's a gift, a blessing, a surprise, a favor, whatever it is, a wish fulfillment, a manifestation, you name it. This money is coming to you because good karma comes back to those who deserve it. Bad karma comes back to those who deserve it. So, another message here is if you've got some bad karma, know that it's coming back. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're experiencing some hardship, well, what did you do to maybe receive that? You know, what you put out, you get back. But you know what I mean? Those are seeds. So plant good seeds and you'll have good fruit. Raise good children and you'll have a good family with your lineage. Your children are your seeds. They stem from your tree trunk, your branch. What they become does have something to do with your teachings, your beliefs, your history. So this is all what trickles down. And so you're learning what you do affects others. It's what trickles down. Can I just, and I'll move on quickly. I'm going to try to keep it like 2 minutes or less on this. But I was watching a video of, it was on CNN, and I do not watch CNN, but it was a video on YouTube that was suggested. And it was about COVID-19 and the hardships that it put on Americans. In California specifically. And so they did a little expose on people suffering in poverty in California based, CNN's reports. And they had a journalist go to California in this people's home and video record them, their family, their food, what's going on and all that shit. So there was an interview of a woman. And I believe she was of Latin descent. She was not born in this country. But she came here, and years ago, she was making good money. She was working for, I don't know if it was a shipping company or an airport. She was making $20 an hour. So we have an immigrant that came here and made a good living. Okay, 20 bucks an hour is pretty freaking good. But in California, that's kind of like making $7 an hour. Because everything's so expensive in California that a $20 an hour job is nothing. To be honest, it's nothing compared to your living expenses. It's nothing. So what may be very good out here in the Midwest ain't shit on the West and East Coast. It ain't shit. So really, this woman was making a decent living, okay? Decent enough to provide check to check. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, COVID-19 hit. She claims that unemployment was not given to her, that she applied and it wasn't given and she's still waiting, like millions of Americans is what they said. I can vouch for that because my sister-in-law still has not received her unemployment either. So that is probably true. The problem I have an issue with is the food. Now, in the expose with CNN, this woman was living off of Salvation Army food boxes, which really encouraged me to give food this year. If you guys have canned foods and perishables, please make a box and donate to the Salvation Army. They are helping people in need of food, okay? So I recommend us all to do that. I'm trying to work here.
Can we open the boxes?
No, we're not going to open the boxes right now.
Why?
Because I'm working and I'll go. Anyways. Anyways, okay, so yeah, she's a single mom of 2 children. And she said some days they go hungry. Some days they don't have enough food. Her children, they made it seem like they only could eat at school. Like now that they're not going to public school, they're not eating. Okay, so they're eating on very little, like little cups of cereal for breakfast, and what I found, and I really am not trying to be judgmental, but one of the things I noticed was, and please, I have overweight family in my family. I have been overweight at times. My grandma has been very overweight and had to get that surgery to shrink her stomach. So I've had some very overweight family. My aunts are overweight. Nothing against overweight people. But I am going to touch on that because this woman in the interview was extremely overweight, obese, and her daughters were nearing obesity as well. Probably they were obese. So for someone that says they have not eaten for 6 months, good. I don't know, because if I've starved myself for a month, it shows. I have lost and dropped a lot of weight for not eating. People that are starving for 6 months certainly don't look plump, okay? They don't look plump. And the pictures that it showed from her working, she had a beautiful face. She was thinner, she was more active, and she looked better when she was working. It showed her picture at work, and then it showed her physical video today, and she's put on probably 50, 60 pounds, which I know COVID has put on weight on a lot of people, but mostly that's because we eat. We eat at home and we're not active. So we do put on weight because of COVID. But for someone that's not eating, how are you putting on weight? From the time COVID started to now, you've put on weight, yet you said you were starving. So that's just one issue I have with this expose that CNN had. I was like, well, the children do not look starving. They're definitely fluffy, and she's fluffy, and, you know, it doesn't look like starving people. But you never know. You never know, and I don't want to judge on that. If people can gain weight on not eating, then maybe that's possible, okay? I've never experienced that or seen it or heard of it, but maybe it's possible. But because I come from a Latin culture myself, because I come from a heritage of people that were Hispanic, were Latina, okay, I know about poverty. I know about starvation because my great-grandparents and grandparents were starving and they didn't have shit. So I know all about that. And I wanted to touch on that with this particular card just for a moment. Because this is about judging, it's about humanity, it's about giving, it's about, and I'm going to give food boxes and I'm going to give all I can to people, but it's about reaping what you sow also. So I do want to touch on this. This is why I'm discussing this story, trying to make some sense of this card for pile number 3 to change some kind of a point of view here. This woman had a box of beans and rice, some canned beans, you know, shitty canned goods. They weren't even good canned food, okay? They were like shitty, nasty canned foods. She had something like chickpeas in a can. Okay, so here's where I'm going with this. My grandparents, my literal, not great-greats, my grandpa and my great-grandma, his mother, and my great-grandpa lived in New Mexico in the fucking desert, basically. It snowed, so it wasn't like the desert, but there was no rushing water anywhere around. It feels very deserty. There was some cactuses. There was very little trees. It was hilly. It was hot in the summer, cold in the winter, okay? It was not a fun place to homestead. Wasn't a fun place to homestead. The only water they had came from a well. They had no electricity, and they had an outhouse. So this is my grandpa's home, okay? And I know all about this. There was, 12 siblings. 8 survived. My grandpa was a shepherd. He literally herded sheep, okay, in New Mexico. And my grandma stayed at home. My great-grandma stayed at home and reared the children, okay? She had children from adult age to child age. She was always bearing children, okay, my great-grandma. They were broke as hell. And I mean broke. You guys all heard of the story, the Chavez, what was his name? Peter Chavez? What the hell was his name? Cesar Chavez, my bad. Cesar Chavez, you all heard the history of Cesar Chavez and how he changed it for farming families. Basically, Mexicans, okay, were being used to farm land they were supposed to pick and, pick the apples, the grapes, the yams, the beets, the corn, all that shit from farmland and gather it into bushels. You've seen La Bamba? That was my family, La Bamba. Okay, and so my grandpa and his family, all his siblings, would get into a truck or a train and go to Montana, go to Idaho, go to Washington, California, and they would go and they would farm these lands. They would harvest these farms and gather bushels. So they would only get paid per bushel. My grandpa was Matthew's age, 5 years old, working on the farm, picking beets, picking potatoes, picking all that shit, putting it in bushels with his family to get paid per bushel, per pound, and they paid them shit. And this was before the Cesar Chavez changed everything. So these Mexicans there, these Native Americans and Mexicans here, were getting paid shit. They were getting paid, what, like 10 cents a bushel? Maybe they were getting paid $1 You know, they weren't making shit, okay? And they had to feed all these fucking kids, all this family. So I've heard these stories from my grandpa and my other grandparents as well. My grandma B, she didn't grow up as poor, but her family did, and she knows all about this. Well, my great grandma grew up extremely dirt poor. They had a house that my grandpa built out of adobe bricks. My grandpa built it. He went out there as a 22, 23-year-old man and mixed hay and mud and straw and all this shit and made bricks. And then he literally made my great-grandparents' house. Okay? So their floor was made out of dirt. Anyways, they literally were dirt poor. And the problem with food, where I'm going with this is, how do you feed a family of 8, 9, well, his parents, so 10. How do you feed a family of 10 where you make maybe $50 for the year? Like, that's how much they were making, like $50 for the fucking year. They didn't have heating. They didn't have electricity. They didn't have plumbing. They didn't have other jobs. They would go and farm and earn a few bucks here and there in the summer and put that away. How do you feed a family? They were basically native, living on a land. They couldn't even farm because the New Mexico land was so harsh of a climate, you couldn't grow anything. So they didn't have a farm for themselves. So anyways.
You don't have to leave it. I apologize that I keep interrupting you.
Okay, thank you. Please don't anymore.
Okay, but I'm going to ask Auntie for play the videos.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm going to watch it right now.
Okay. So anyways, where I'm going with this is, you want to talk poverty, my family totally knows poverty. And I know all the stories. You know what my family did to survive? Was buy pounds and pounds of potatoes and probably put them in a barrel and grow potatoes, because you don't need much to grow a potato. You could put it in a barrel, you could grow potatoes. So they had pounds and pounds and pounds of potatoes they would buy. Pounds and pounds and barrels of flour. Pounds and pounds and pounds of beans. Okay? And they would buy some chili, because you know New Mexico has chili, red chili, mostly. It's red chili. Anyways, green chili too, but mostly red chilies. So anyways, that's what the fuck they ate every day for the year, motherfuckers. That's what they ate. Excuse my French, but I'm sorry, that's what they fucking ate. So my grandpa had everything under the sun that you could do with a potato. Everything you could do with a potato, he knew. Mashed potatoes, baked potatoes, freaking fried potatoes was it. That was awesome. Fried potatoes with a little red chili drizzled on top, okay? You know, whatever the hell, scalloped potatoes, you know, they didn't really have cheese. So, you know, just you got to make do with the potatoes. And then they had beans. What could you do with beans? Refried beans, baked beans, you know, just pot of beans. You put water, salt, honey, that's all you got. Water and salt, and you boil and you cook a pot of beans, okay? What are you going to do with the flour? You're going to make tortillas, honey. And that's what they did. They made a shit ton of tortillas. So beans and tortillas and potatoes, honey. That's what my family lived off of. And they ate fucking good, okay? If you've ever had a plate of mashed up refried beans, fresh tortillas, and fried potatoes with drizzled plain just red chili, no meat, just red chili drizzled on top of that shit, it's good as hell. It's good as hell. Okay, and I love that. I would eat that for dinner right now. I don't need nothing else. I don't need nothing else. And where I'm going with this is, when you get people in America that are living off of shitty-ass chickpea canned food and shitty-ass refried beans that are nasty. I actually have a shitty canned food, okay, that, you know, it's nasty. And I saw that in her kitchen. And I'm like, why are you eating that shit? Why are you eating that nasty shit? Why are you eating nasty shit? You know, that's cancerous, nasty shit. You don't need all that. And so I think where people need to get back to is tradition. You don't have to eat canned, nasty food to survive. What you can do is go to a local farmer or a store and buy your ass some pounds of potatoes and some pounds of beans and some flour. And your ass can learn how to make tortillas, honey. Yeah, you can live on that shit. And if you're not, Mexican, you're not Hispanic, well, guess what? You can make some other shit. You can make porridge. You can make freaking baked potatoes and all that other shit. And you can make bread. You don't have to have tortillas. You can make bread with flour. Okay, what do you think the people did that immigrated here? They didn't just go to the store and buy bread. They made that shit. You can make pies. You can make all kinds of shit, So what I'm saying is, I'm sorry I'm going on and on and on. This is about handouts. And it's about making the most of what you have. And I think people need to learn to make the most of what they have. Because people look so pitiful, like they can't make it. And I'm like, you can make it. If I was told today I had no more money, I had to survive for the next year, you bet your ass I would do what my grandparents did. My great-grandparents did. I would be the one to go buy all kinds of freaking flour and potatoes and beans and live off that shit and ration it out for a year. That's how you do it. That's how our people have survived thousands of years. You ration. Wherever you are, you make do. Okay? So to see people nowadays suffering and eating, shit because they don't know how to cook, it makes me sad. We have to teach people to fish. We can't just give them fish. We have to teach them to fish. And I think so many people need to learn how to survive on little. And that's something that only our ancestors can give us. It's a treasure, it's a gem, it's a gift from our ancestors to know how did they survive. How did they survive in the Depression? How did they survive in the storms? How did they survive without stores? How did they make it to go back for our children and show them how to homestead, how to create meals out of nothing? Is a treasured gift that can be passed down for future generations in case, God forbid, anything really terrible ever happened to this planet. To be a surviving race, we need to learn how to live on what we have. And it's very sad and pitiful for me to watch these exposés on, poverty. And I'm like, where is their knowledge? This poor woman is saying she's starving, she's going hungry. She says she doesn't have money, she's behind rent. 3 months. She can't feed her children. She's getting Salvation Army. Well, my first thought was you can get food stamps. Everybody can get food stamps. My neighbor gets food stamps. Tons of family members get food stamps. Single people get food stamps. Don't tell me that woman doesn't qualify for food stamps. You can be an illegal alien and still get food stamps. So it didn't quite add up to me that she was just getting Salvation Army food when you definitely qualify for food stamps. So that was kind of horseshit because I know that she can get food stamps, especially being a single mom and a minority. You definitely get food stamps. So I didn't quite understand where they were going with the whole Salvation Army thing. Besides probably promoting people to want to give to Salvation Army, that could definitely be an aim at what, CNN was trying to promote, which I do promote that. Please give to your local Salvation Army. Please give. Of course they help people. They've helped me in the past. But we also have to learn to teach people how to survive. I think something that the Salvation Army could do better, instead of passing out, canned goods and things like that, is pounds of beans, pounds of rice. And I believe our president actually does this traditional thing, and I have to look it up on where you can get these boxes, but he does these boxed deliveries for food, and he literally does what I'm talking about. He hands out like big pounds and pounds of rice and pounds of flour and pounds of beans, things that you can make more out of. So I think that the government is issuing out these boxes of food, okay? And I hope that we can all teach each other and learn how to cook with that. How many of you guys know how to make homemade bread or homemade tortillas? You know, maybe that's something you can ask grandma, great grandma, or look at your family recipes. How do you make homemade bread? What can you do with all these potatoes? Shit, right? Look into that. So it's about being, you know, a people that can stand on your own 2 feet and speak up about we can survive. We don't have to be, you know, always getting handouts, surviving by the, you know, the donations of others. We can be, you know, intuitive enough to know that we can help ourselves. You know, I can plant potatoes in my kitchen in a barrel and put it in the sun in a window and have forever potatoes. You know, I can grow that. I think you can do it with celery, green onions. If you save the little butts of the green onions and you plant it, you can create more green onions. You know, just save them and replant them and you can have forever green onions, which is so flavorful for a lot of dishes. You know, so these are things we should know. These are things schools should be teaching children how to homestead. That should be a gift you and I and everyone should know. But these are gifts that we need to pass down to our children and their children. We need to pass down this information. So this is not the time to be quiet. This is the time to be fiery and teach people. Oh, look, see, Marker said, I can teach that. See, we should have YouTubes where people can say, this is how you make bread. This is how you make tortillas. You know, you can spend $20 on food supplies for the month and you can make some amazing meals and show them what it looks like. Show them how delicious it is and how you can ration it. These are things our people need to know. We need to get back to our roots. If our ancestors can survive with far less than what we have today, there's no reason that we can't survive. There's none. We should be more adequate than that. You know, so bottom of the deck is talking about the past. Focus on the here and now, nostalgia. We have ancestors. Guys, all of this is talking about the past. We have to learn from our past. So pile number 3, you have some wisdom you need to bestow on others. This is you. Could be Virgo energy here, but we named the others. But you have some wisdom that you need to pass down. Maybe your grandparents gave you a wealth of knowledge and you can share it with the world. Okay? Persevere. Keep putting it out there. Be a voice of reason. Be a voice of knowledge. If you see someone suffering, of course, give them help, but teach them how to fish too. If you're going to donate food, maybe put some recipes in there with your food with the flour. Here's my grandma's recipe on how to make tortillas. You know, help people learn how to do that. Why aren't people sending these things out? Maybe they don't have access to a phone or an internet. Maybe put some recipes in a box, send it to people. Here, you know, let me show you how to make what my family made. It goes a long way. It lasts a long time. You know, if people are struggling, they should know. You know, maybe they're adopted. They don't know their ancestry. They don't have parents. They're all on their own out here, for all we know. You know. So anyways, sorry. That was blabbing. So anyways, pile number 3. Let's get some information here from the Psalms. What does Spirit want to tell you for pile number 3? I know the Lord is always with me. I will not be shaken, for he is right beside me. So when you think you're out there speaking alone, you're not. When you think you're coming up against a crowd, or you're coming up against people that disagree, or you're touching touchy subjects that is taboo and no one's supposed to talk about, don't feel so isolated and alone. Know that God is with you, backing you up, and your voice is very needed. Persevere. You have a mission. Not everyone's meant to be an alpha. Not everyone's meant to be bitch fire, but you are. So use your gifts. And if people are judging you and going, oh my God, that bitch, I can't believe she said that. Can't believe she fucking said that. Oh my God. Stephanie, oh my God, you're talking about poor people? Oh, you're talking about fat people? Oh, Stephanie, it's so taboo. Don't talk about that. You're judging. No. Bitch, please. Some people are meant to talk about this shit because you won't. You won't talk about it. So everyone knows it. Everyone's thinking it. Y'all be thinking about it. Y'all see some people that are a little fluffy and you be thinking it, but you don't say shit. And that's because that's you. Some people are going to say some shit. Okay? And those people have that gift. Let them say it. Let them say it. They're asking questions because they're not just going to buy what's being sold. That's the energy of a leader. A leader doesn't just buy what's being sold. They question. They check its authenticity. Leaders don't just watch mass media and go, oh yeah, that's the truth. They question it. Is that the truth? Does that make sense? Is that aligned with the truth? They have to decipher those things so they can pass it down to the followers, okay? Because they're meant to be a leader. So don't get mad at people that question society, that question media, that question people. They're meant to question so they can filter the bullshit out because they're the only ones brave enough to do it. Other people are not brave enough to do it. So these are things that need to be talked about, mentioned. Again, pile number 3, we have a very feisty person, someone with no hair on their tongue, someone good with their mouth, someone that has a voice, someone that knows a lot of your ancestry. This is someone that probably has the skills of your ancestors. These are those Native Americans, pile number 3, that still know your native language and you're passing it down to your kids. These are people that still know your Native American dances and you're teaching your children and bestowing and passing that down on the next generation. These are people that still do what their ancestors did. You're still running a farm and your great-great-grandpa ran a farm. Or you have a homestead and your great-great-grandparents had a homestead. Or you bake bread just like your great-great-grandparents baked bread. You know, these are those people. They carry down those traditions and now you have that energy to share with others. These are farmers. These are ranchers. These are teachers. These are singers. These are dancers for their native energy. You know, even when you think about the Irish dances, how are we going to know that shit if no one passes it down? Irish dancing is so cool. And they have to teach other children how to Irish dance, which not everyone does. People that know how to bake, traditional Irish things, they have to pass it down. The same with African dances, same as Native American. You got to pass down the African dances or it's going to be forgotten. You have to pass down the African languages, the tribes, or it's going to be forgotten. These are important things that we have to pass down. Whatever culture you're in, Italy, Spain, you've got to pass these traditions down. It's going to die off if it doesn't. We want to keep it alive. So this is about speaking up, speaking out, and teaching for sure. Persevering, keeping this alive, keeping traditions alive. Let's go ahead and get some energy for love for pile number 3. What's coming into pile number 3's love life? Oh my God, this is ridiculous. 6 and 6. 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. 6 of Thoughts. So balancing, harmony. You even have the number 16. A lot of 6s coming into your life. Wow, this card's number 16. And then this card is chapter 16, verse 8. So a lot of 6s popping up for pile number 3. This card here for love says 6 of Thought. Peaceful times are on the horizon. The storms have passed and now you can see that your destination is within sight. The stress in your life will begin to fade away, allowing happier times. It may not be necessarily time to take a journey, but you may want to take a journey over water or to another country. Wow. Guys, when I'm definitely on fire, I'm on fire. Before this card ever came out, we talked about pile number 3 taking a journey, seeing other places, being cultured. Now you have this card here about love. I definitely think that for pile number 3, you're going to be in a relationship with somebody from a different culture than you. If you're white, you might be with someone, of minority, I don't know, just culture, nationality, whatever have you. If you're a minority, you might end up being with someone white, okay, or someone from a different culture. I hate to say white. That sounds so stupid because white people are not white, okay? They have different tones. You know, I hate to label things. I really don't like labeling things. That bugs the crap out of me. But I just think that you might be with somebody from a different culture than you. You know what I'm saying? They could be looking totally different physically, or they could be from a whole different heritage completely. You know, the people I've been with, you know, just to explain, you know, I've told you my background, but I've been with Latin people, mostly Puerto Rican, Irish, which is totally different from me, and Italian and Asian, Thai. I've been with people of complete different cultures than me. And that may be what's going on for pile number 3. Like, you're going to be with people totally different than you, totally different than how you were raised and where your family comes from. This is going to be prominent for Rahu people. If you have a Rahu or a North Node in the 7th house or the 5th house, even the 2nd, this could definitely talk about you being in a relationship with somebody very different than you. If you have a Rahu with Venus, oh yeah, somebody very different than you. Rahu and Jupiter, ladies, you're definitely going to marry someone different than you. Yeah, so there's just going to be this big, odd diversity going on here for pile number 3. And I think that you're definitely going to move on and be with someone in the future. I think you're going to meet this. I don't know the timing. The timing's not clear for me. It might have something to do with the 6s. Could be July. Could be 6 months from now. I don't know, okay? But mostly what I feel is you're going to meet someone that is out there doing humanitarian work like you. So I think that for pile number 3, you are going to meet someone that is much of a humanitarian, someone that wants to help others, or you're going to be on that field and you're going to meet this person. I do think you guys are going to be working together on these kinds of issues, and I think you may travel the world and help people in different parts of the world come out of poverty. I think you guys are going to donate money. You and this lover, you're going to donate money to, you know, impoverished societies, impoverished children, impoverished, you know, communities. I think you might volunteer. There's a lot of humanitarian work here. So the Aquarius is coming in, you know, that Gemini, Sag, Leo vibrations are here, but also Libra, super big on humanitarian work, helping others. So I feel like you guys are definitely going to want to pitch in and help. Okay, I'm finishing up. So, I'm sorry. What a long-winded number 3. I'm so sorry, guys. That was, like, ridiculous. So unnecessary. But anyways, love is coming for you. Happier times are on the horizon. Your bad times have passed. And there is a new destination within sight. Bottom of the deck for your love situation is Libra energy. It's 7 of thought. You've been so confused about a situation in your life, and now suddenly everything is completely clear to you. Whether the truth was revealed by your angels, disclosed by a friend, or discovered on your own, it feels great to be awake and to be aware. Feel free to ask for some time alone if that's what you need. So the overall energy is you're awake, you know. There's a message that's coming for pile number 3 that's going to awaken you and just make you feel more alive. You're going to see things for what they really are. So keep on going strong with that kind of an energy, guys. It looks like you're on the right track. You're going to help the world. You're going to help people. You're going to write books. You're going to reach others. You're going to be an activist in society. You're going to speak up. You're going to speak out on some kind of a podium, be it whatever platform that is. You know, be it a YouTube channel, be it a TikTok channel, be it an Instagram, be it literally physical in your hometown, speaking with a microphone, be it writing a book, okay, be it holding groups. You're going to reach people. Your fire is going to reach people, and you're going to help people in this world with knowledge. You're going to teach them to fish. You're going to teach them to be independent. You're going to teach them the truth. You're going to open your eyes, and you're going to help open the eyes of others. okay, about society, about the manipulation, about the truth, about reality, about what makes sense, what is logical. You're going to definitely reach people, and you're not alone. The Lord is with you. Keep persevering. You're a little firecracker. You're a little spicy meatball. So keep going strong. That's your purpose, honestly. You're not meant to be a wallflower. So if this is pile number 3 and you're a wallflower and you picked this, I can't see how this could possibly be you. This is not a wallflower pile by any means. This is a hot little tamale, a hot little firecracker. This is not to be messed with. This is a very outgoing, outspoken person, okay? No wallflowers here. So anyways, I hope these readings were good to you. I hope they made sense for you. I hope you picked the right pile. I hope that that spoke to you. I'm exhausted. I've got to go. I love you guys. Thank you for watching my channel. Hopefully nothing was too offensive for you. Hopefully it just was a good message straight to you. That's all I wanted. Again, I'm never trying to step on any toes here. I'm just speaking the truth here as far as I see it. I love you guys. May love and light be with you. You know, I hope that you stick around. I hope that I hope I didn't scare anyone off. That's for sure on these readings. You know, and I'm super thankful for all of you. So be blessed. Have love and light. Good luck on your path, on your karmas, on your journey. Good luck on love. You know, you guys have some good new beginnings. Pile number 1, you're gonna have new love, honey. I'm so excited for you. Pile number 2. You're getting love as well. Love is on the way. You know, it's definitely coming spring. Like I said, March or April, it's coming here for pile number 2. Pile number 3, keep traveling, keep moving, keep your momentum, because, you know, these stormy times in love have passed. You're gonna have joy. You're gonna have peace and love again. And I think you're going to meet someone who's very like-minded like you, and someone that you can make a difference with. So you're going to meet a powerful person. You may even meet a politician, or you may even meet someone that is just an activist, okay? You're going to meet someone that wants to do great things for the world, and I think that's who you're going to get involved with. Strong Libra, Virgo people over here, but like I said, Aquarius, Sagittarius, Gemini, and Leo were also prominent for this side. So anyways, just good luck, you know. I'll see you tomorrow. Keep your head up, guys. If you want to donate to my channel and say thank you for anything, or shoot me a message, say hello, give me a vibe, tell me what this channel's done for you, whatever it is, you can put that in the comments, okay? You know, just big shout out. I'd appreciate that. Also, if you want to donate to me on anything, you can go to cashapp.com. Feel free to shoot me some love over there, send some good vibes, whatever it may be. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. If you want to check out my website, you can, jks1111.com. I appreciate you all. Be blessed, be happy, be thankful, be grateful. I am so grateful for you. And remember, like I always say, this love is a journey, not a destination. So just keep swimming, okay? It's just one reading and a sea of many more to come. All right? I love you guys. Thanks so much. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, markers. Thank you, everybody. Bye, guys. Lots of love.